Check. What are you laughing about? What are you laughing about?
Nothing, dude.
What are you laughing about?
Nothing.
27 comments, huh? It's real funny. Everybody's real funny today. We got a bunch of funny guys today. Bunch of fucking funny guys. What's up, everybody? Good morning. How about that for a little 15-second intro? Check, check. What does that say? Oh, pooping. No, I just realized I hadn't brushed my teeth. So I had to do that. So sometimes I do this thing. I don't know about you. I mean, I used to always wake up, brush my teeth like right away. Now I go mouthwash and then I have coffee. So my wife, I mean, not that it's groundbreaking news, but coffee stains your teeth. Mm-hmm. So what I did for a very, very long time, like my teeth did get yellow. I had to get them whitened and everything. I think I was drinking coffee. I would brush my teeth, then I would drink coffee, and I would never like rinse my mouth out. Do you know anything about this? Do you ever think about this?
No, I usually drink coffee before I brush my teeth.
Okay. So, you do. So that's what she does. And I was like, you know what? Let me try that. So I had my coffee and then I even had breakfast and whatnot. And I was just putzing around, sending some emails. I'm like, all right, it's time to get the stream going. And then I sat down. I was like, wait a minute, I haven't brushed my teeth. So here we are. W Steak, W Rob Lowe, shirt Jeff. Thank you very much. What's up, Sir Bradham? Good to see you. Risings, Ole Miss. Yeah, I know. Down goes Ole Miss. Good morning, gents. What's up, Vinny Diaz? Canes large, never a doubt. Ooh, yeah. Well, there was a doubt, but I like where your head's at. Danny, good morning. Graylish, good morning. Boom, Friday. It's Friday then. That's right. Eat Mahoney Potato remembers that. Danny says, also makes you wonder if Lane Kitten was coaching that game, you think the outcome would have been different. If I hear anyone on Oregon today.
Lane Kiffin has so much experience winning playoff games.
Yeah. By the way, Snowman, are you not a YouTube guy? Because we didn't see you on the Pickett pregame show, and Pranav even apologized to you because he was slandering Indiana. He said Indiana is not winning a championship. Do you remember that when Pranav said that? He said Indiana is not winning a championship. Their miracle run will come to an end. Do you remember that?
I did. Yeah, I did hear him say that.
I think it's interesting. I think Pranav is great, by the way. Like homers drive me insane, but he is like a lovable homer. I truly, and I'm not just saying that because he's a Pickett guy. Shout out Pickett. But a Michigan fan being wrong about football. Dude, I absolutely love what's the word? The banter, the chirping, the friendly chirping. But I do think if you are a Michigan fan, it's one thing to have this hatred for Ohio State, to not like Penn State, even like Iowa. You don't want to see these teams succeed. But Indiana came from nothing in the blink of an eye. You really can't be mad if they win a championship, can you?
I guess you could be mad that there might be a new powerhouse in your conference for sure.
Would you as a Florida fan be mad if Vanderbilt won the championship?
No, I wouldn't be mad, but I'm just soft. Like I was the guy who kind of thought we'll see the Lions win the Super Bowl.
Jeff, thoughts on there still being 1 second left in that game? I didn't see that. Let's recap. So guys, thanks for joining. By the way, 70 in here on Twitch already. I see YouTube filling up, 35. You're on the Fake Sharp YouTube page. Make sure to like the stream, subscribe. Appreciate you. Thanks for all the engagement too. If you're on Twitter, give it a like or retweet. We appreciate that. Repost, I guess I should say. Twitch, make sure you smash that follow button, as I should say. Blaine 83 with a sub bang, appreciate you. Slim Smith 40 stream streak, bop is what he said. Total Slayer 10 days of listening to the Unks, love that. Dead Press Card a 60 stream streak, appreciate you. Let's recap the game, then we're gonna get Greg in here and we're gonna talk the NFL playoffs. It's gonna be a heavy NFL playoff stream. Steak and I, as you know, are going to the Jags Bills game on Sunday. There will be no prop talk. Actually, there probably won't be any more prop talk for until next football season. So shout out Prop Talk, RIP. It was a great run.
Are you committing to that?
I don't know that we need to do a prop talk for like 4 playoff games.
Divisional round?
You think we need to do a prop? I mean, we can't talk about it during the week.
We should definitely go on Sunday. You're crazy.
Okay. All right. Well, we're off.
Later.
What's that?
We'll discuss that later.
Yeah, we'll talk. Because Steak and I'll have a 2.5 hour car ride together. So we'll hash some things out. Maybe we should ask the chat for like things to talk about on the way up. That'd be fun. So, but anyways, we're gonna get into the nitty gritty. But first and foremost, I mean, we have to recap the game last night. So Miami 31, Ole Miss 27. Great game. Didn't start out as a great game. It was ugly. 3-0 in the first quarter. I was an Ole Miss backer. Took a money line parlay with Indiana. I took Ole Miss plus 3.5. Did take the over. Shout out Collab. You and I 1-0 on collabs in 2026. Don't let that get lost. Steak, you had Ole Miss as well, so we're both having pissed there. I don't regret the wager. I don't, but you know what? Kudos to Miami. You know, at the end of the day, I think the better team won. Let's take it from the top. I was not thrilled with Ole Miss's offensive game plan. I thought the first 2 or 3 possessions they came out and they played too much patty cake on offense, and everything was east and west. That's what I said. Everything was east and west. It was short. It was like very bland, boring, conservative play calling. I thought they were going to come out of that game or come into that game like just they're the underdog. They're missing coaches. People are against them. I thought they were going to come out that game and throw the first punch, and they really didn't. Are you listening to me? Because I see your eyes.
To everything you said.
So here's where I'm at. I really don't like how Ole Miss started that game, but I love how they responded, and that's why I really like this Ole Miss team. But kudos to Miami. I thought they had a really good plan. Did you see at one point at the time of possession was 20 minutes to 3?
Yeah.
It's crazy. So let's just talk about the first half of this game. What were your thoughts? I did watch all the way through halftime, and then I went to pick up my wife from the airport. Go ahead.
Miami dominated the football game.
Yeah.
The better team absolutely won. Miami was much better, and they weren't great with the play calling. They dropped 4 interceptions, and I'm talking easy interceptions, but like the flea flicker that turned into an intentional grounding was bad. Not giving Mark Fletcher the ball, who was getting 6 yards a carry, was bad, but they were so much better. They were so much more dominant. They literally could not be stopped on the ground. There was never a time. I think Miami they were much better, Freeze. I'm serious. I watched the game. They were actually much better. If any one of those Miami DBs intercepts one of those passes, Ole Miss has no chance. Ole Miss was straight up bad in the first half. They had one breakoff run by Lacey. He got hurt. They were really bad while he was out. Trinidad Chambliss had a better second half than first half, but Miami absolutely dominated the game. And if you watched it with your eyeballs, you could just see Miami was much better. I have no reason to say that. I was an Ole Miss better, so it's not even like I'm bragging about my bet. I was on the wrong side. Miami dominated the football game. They missed a field goal. They had an intentional grounding on a flea flicker. They dropped 4 interceptions, and that just is what it is. And I knew when Ole Miss went up and there's 2 minutes left or whatever it was, I knew Miami was going to win the game, but it sort of was like, you know what? Miami deserves to win this game. Let's be honest. Yeah. Like if Ole Miss won that game, that would haunt Miami for fucking ever, literally forever, the things they did to lose that game. And the irony is Ole Miss had one shot of the tip pass interception and they capitalized. Beck was great. That was the only mistake he really made. And I don't know if you can call tip pass a mistake. I thought Carson Beck was really good. I thought he was really good with his legs. I would have thought Trinidad Chambliss would be more of the guy using his legs to pick up first downs. But man, Carson Beck turned 3rd and 13 into 4th and 2, which for 4th and 2, Miami against that Ole Miss defense is essentially the Eagles tush push. So yeah, I hats off to Carson Beck, who I've always had respect for. 39-5 as a starter. I don't know where the narrative on Carson Beck started, but Carson Beck is absolutely not a loser.
No, he's not. He's a winner. Good for him. I have no problem rooting for Carson Beck. I thought he was kind of douchey when he went down and was doing the Cavender twin thing, and he was on the Snapchat stuff, and then they left him, and it was like, oh God, he's going to be a Miami douchebag. But he's at least easy to root for on the football field. I think I just like the way he carries himself as a quarterback from start to finish in football games. And I guess that's why his record is what it is. And that's why he's now in the national championship. So a couple things I wanted to ask you. So I did have to leave at halftime. I missed all of the third quarter and it was kind of an ugly quarter. And I kept getting a text from Drew, who was a Miami fan, who was at the bar watching the game. And he started bitching about the refs. Apparently the refs were getting really involved. Now, keep in mind, this was coming from a Miami fan, but he was saying that the refs were trying to fuck Miami. Then I got home and I was watching the fourth quarter. The refs were getting involved. Even I believe one of the commentators said, I don't know if it was Kirk or Chris Fowler, but the refs were kind of making their presence known in that game. But towards the end, they did call some big penalties. I thought that they were good calls, Ole Miss got bailed out a little bit. I think on like 3rd and 6, Miami defensive pass interference, or maybe that was even a 4th down. I forget. And then Miami got one on the other end. There was a face mask on the receiver, which was a good call. So those penalties I thought were good. I missed the ones before that. Maybe they held Miami back. But one thing he said to me was, Miami is fucking dominating this game. I can't believe they're only up 2. Or, I think it was like,
I said that to myself the entire game. The entire game, it felt like, wow, Miami could really blow this, and they have dominated this game.
When teams do that, they usually lose.
Correct.
They usually lose.
Yes.
And that is where you have to give Miami credit for putting together that final drive and scoring.
Yeah.
On the Carson back.
Defense is awful.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Ole Miss defense was just so awful. So awful.
I don't know that you could say they were awful. I mean, for the most part, they held Miami to 20 points.
Awful. They were awful. They truly were awful. I don't know how Miami only had whatever they had. It actually makes no sense. They were really bad. They were so bad in the trenches. I'm telling you, the reason that happened was Miami's horrible play calling, because they were so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, what a line by Vegas. 3.5 doesn't get any closer than that. No, it doesn't. RIP 3.5 betters. But you know what? At the end of the day, it is what it is. I would make the bet again. I didn't love it. You're right. There was certainly a mismatch for Miami's. I don't know if it was size or strength, but when they were running the ball, they were running it at will. And it was very interesting that they elected to call some of the plays that they did, and that benefited Ole Miss. But I really just hated how Ole Miss came out in that game. And in the second half, you could see that Chambliss swagger start to pick up, and his confidence and how he was playing, and he started to get a little faster, but it was just too little too late, honestly. But man, that last drive, the fucking touchdown pass, I don't know if you saw the replay of it, but it was basically like the 2 post routes of the receiver taking the safety, the tight end going to the corner. He throws the ball before the tight end even breaks. Just the guy's just in the fucking zone. The 2-point conversion was as easy as it could possibly be. And you kind of felt like, okay, there's 4 minutes left, I think, or 3.5 minutes left when that happened. You just wondered, you're like, if Miami takes up all the clock, it's over. But if Ole Miss gets the ball back, they can win this game.
What I genuinely thought at that time was that we were getting overtime.
Oh, I did too, for sure. But I saw somebody tweet this. I think maybe it was Portnoy or something. Mario Cristobal called a timeout with like 27 seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like second down. Mm-hmm. That to me was foolish. That was foolish. Because what happened? I think they scored the very next play, and that's when Ole Miss got the ball with 19 seconds left. If it was like 3rd or 4th down, yeah, of course. Call timeout, whatever. But I just think with second down, you should not give the ball back no matter what you do.
I think Mario Cristobal was freaking out. And he was trying to keep it cool, but he was freaking out. Did you see him with one of his assistants or whoever that guy was trying to hug him?
Yeah.
And he was like, get the fuck off me. Yeah. I think Mario Cristobal was freaking out on the inside.
K'Waun Lacy getting hurt totally sucked. Logan Diggs filled in for him. He played at Notre Dame. He's got some pop. He's a good player, but he's not K'Waun Lacy. So I don't know if that changes the outcome of the game necessarily. I'm not trying to say that, but good for Miami. And I'll tell you right now, I'm gonna say this. No, man, if you're in here, I said it, and I'm gonna stay true to it. The winner of that game wins the national championship.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, I have. Yeah. Well, we'll talk.
30-1. You have 30-1.
Yeah. We'll talk about that. So let me say this. The last thing to talk about is I don't think I've ever seen pass interference called on a Hail Mary. I also don't think a pass from the 35-yard line counts as a Hail Mary. And I almost want football, college football, and the NFL to elaborate on what the rules are, if there are different rules for playing defensive back, because it was a penalty. And I'm not bitching.
Yeah.
It just was a penalty. And I'm fine. I actually didn't really want it called because I just feel like, yeah, you don't want to give them a cheap penalty and on a miracle. Like, they either pull off the miracle or they don't.
Right.
But it was a penalty. By the definition of a penalty, it was a penalty. And so I just want to know, I wish they would just come out and say, we're not calling that on a last second Hail Mary attempt. We're not calling it the same as we would if it was 1st and 10 in the third quarter. We would have called, because if it was 1st and 10 in the third quarter, that was pass interference. It was.
Agreed. I agree with you.
Yeah.
The defender had contact with the receiver before he got in the end zone, and the guy ended up in the back of the end zone. And I think the end zone,
there was like hands on the neck that I thought.
Yeah.
Really
but
obvious.
that's like 10 yards of the defender. Now the offensive player was also kind of trying, but he was trying to get past him. So I agree with you. That was pass interference, but we're men of honor. We won't bitch about that. Jeff, do you notice after every game it seems like they intentionally find a way to still throw shade at ND? It's getting old. No, I didn't notice that, and I tweeted it today, and you're going to be like, oh, I'm so sick of DGen fucking talking about Notre Dame and hypothetical wins. Listen, this is just what happens. You guys are going to have to get over it. And yeah, I'm going to bring it up again. I'm going to bring it up.
Yeah, and then good thing that Crutch brought up. But it's crazy that kid got ejected, but then Ole Miss had a targeting penalty picked up in the second half that felt very similar. I thought that was interesting.
I forgot about that, but I thought that was a good no call on targeting, honestly. Week 1 at Miami, freshman quarterback. This is the best loss you'll ever see. Agree or disagree?
Post about the SEC was starting to take off. Yes.
Yeah. The SEC is nowhere to be found. We have 3 teams left. I don't want to be the anti-SEC guy. I just want people to stop holding the SEC to a higher standard than everybody else. Because listen, I'm guilty of it too at times. It's like you don't take the Illinois and the Iowas and the Iowa States seriously, but it's like, oh my God, Missouri and Auburn and Tennessee, like these teams go 8-4 and put up a couple games where they scored 45, 50 points, and we just think they're so much better. And now the barometer is, well, they played in bowl games, but half the team plays in bowl games. So it's like, yeah, the SEC loses, but how much stock can we really put in that? I understand it. I really do. But I just think if you do watch, and I'm not you have to watch every play to have an opinion. I don't have time to watch every college football game. But when you just watch them on the field now, for whatever reason, things have changed over the last 10 or 15 years. The caliber of athlete, maybe it's the NIL, but the caliber of athlete is not drastically different and only exists in the SEC. They are amongst us everywhere now. So that's really...
You're looking at an ACC team going to the national championship to play absolutely locked in to play a Big Ten team. So no matter any way you slice it, a Big Ten team will be playing to win the national championship for the 3rd year in a row. And then you look at who the Big Ten teams are playing, and they're not even SEC teams. They played Notre Dame, and before that it was Michigan, who played Washington, who I think was still in the Pac-12, but is currently in the Big Ten. So I don't think it's arguable that the Big Ten is better than the SEC right now. The only thing is I still firmly believe the bottom of the Big Ten is just absolutely horrible. Like horrible. I hate the bottom of the Big Ten.
I agree.
But it's not you now that Indiana's turning into a powerhouse. Indiana, Oregon, Ohio State, and the middle is still pretty solid with the Big Ten. It's just the bottom is so ass.
Nobody's doing this. I want to make it super, super clear. Nobody is doing this.
Yeah, Notre Dame fans arguing they should have been in. They were not arguing they should have been in over Miami.
Yes. This is the fucking Landon Jackson, nobody pays attention take. Notre Dame thinks they should have been in the playoff. And then when you reference the losses, everybody's like, what are we talking about? We're talking about losses. Listen, I'm sorry. Win or lose, you have to value how a team competes against elite competition. Notre Dame goes on the road week 1 against Miami with a freshman quarterback, gets down early, comes back, ties the game, loses 27-24. It's the best loss you're going to see. Sorry, Alabama, what did they do week 1? They lost 31-17 to a 5-7 Florida State team. Suck my ass if you don't value that. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, they should have just got in the playoff. I'm not saying they would have hypothetically beaten Miami. Again, people keep saying that. People even comment that. They say if Notre Dame played Miami game, they'd win. Not me. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying Notre Dame would beat Indiana. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they would have been a great team to be in the playoff. Don't use the freshman QB excuse. Why? What are you talking about? A freshman quarterback making their first start on the road? Ty Simpson lost to Florida State. What are we talking about? You can't use that excuse. You have absolute of ND played Miami, they'd win. Do I think they'd win? I think they have a chance of winning. Yes. Am I planting my flag in that? Absolutely not. But I bet on Miami to win? No.
Why is Miami team playing? Oof.
Oh, I know. They're fucking nasty.
You didn't even say the name Malachi Tony the whole time we recapped this game. He's absolutely insane. Did you see that catch that wasn't a catch?
Yeah, it was amazing where he went back with one hand.
Yeah. Who the fuck is this guy? Holy shit. He's absolutely insane. Every time he touches the ball, I mean, he's like fucking Percy Harvin. Like he's
amazing.
Touches the ball anywhere, and you're like, oh, that's a 3-yard gain, and all of a sudden it's a 14-yard gain. I mean, he turned so many third downs that should have been fourth down stops. He's crazy. He was insane to watch.
Yeah.
Best player on the field? I think best player on the field, unless you're saying it's Ruben Bain.
Did Ruben Bain have a big game last night?
I didn't hear his name much. He's also going to the NFL, and Malachi Tony is 18 years old. I'm going to say Malachi Tony is the best player on the field.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't really know. I would say who's number 2? Can I say Keywan Lacy? I mean, I love Keywan Lacy.
No, I think number 2 is Ruben Bain.
Okay. Well, just last night, would it be Chambliss?
Chambliss wasn't very good, man.
Well, Bain wasn't really anywhere to be found.
Was better, I thought.
So then, well, I mean, Lacy got hurt, so it's hard to say. But
I thought Carson Beck was really good last night.
I will say this, though. I'm going to push back a little bit. I thought Beck was good as well, but there was a point in the second half going into the fourth quarter. He didn't complete a pass past the line of scrimmage. Do you remember that?
Kinda. I guess it makes sense how they.
I love that.
I didn't like Chambliss threw. Chambliss was actually pretty bad, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Carson Beck has 5 losses in his college career. Yep, that was the best performance from a QB I watched all season. Bro was slinging it in the clutch. He was making good plays in the clutch. Absolutely. Ole Miss had them in hell till that last drive. I don't know about that. I thought kind of Miami was getting what they wanted. Miami getting only 1 sack was surprising and speaks how good Chambliss is. I do agree.
Yeah, there's another thing I got to give a little pushback on that too, because the pressures were absolutely bothering Trinidad Chambliss specifically in the first of the game. I know they didn't actually get sacks, but I don't know, man. He was uncomfortable. Trinidad Chambliss looked uncomfortable last night.
Yeah, you're right.
Hard part of the game.
You're right. Yeah. Yeah, those two 3-and-outs to start the game put Ole Miss's defense in a huge hole. I mean, you're I think it was 40 plays to 8. Your defense is out there getting fucking tired in the first quarter. I mean, that's not great. And they still almost won. You know?
Yeah, still almost won, but I'm not with the Trinidad Chambliss did not put a cape on last night. He did not. He was not that good. He threw some really bad passes that were dropped. He had some good plays at the end of the game, but he was super mediocre for a lot of the game too. And he got an 80-yard touchdown from his running back.
You know what? We want to shit on Lane Kiffin.
Did you hear what Ray Lewis said?
No.
They said, well, they take the ball, and Ray Lewis goes, we want that.
Yeah. Who doesn't? I hate this. You know who used to do this all the time? Charlie Weiss. He would go on the road to like fucking be like, oh, look at me. I'm fucking Charlie Weiss. And he'd be like, we're going to take the ball first. 3-and-out. Brady Quinn doesn't do anything.
I didn't like it either. Yeah, I didn't like it either.
I fucking hate this. And can we give Lane Kiffin a little credit here? Because can you imagine if Lane Kiffin did this? He would get so much shit for being cute. This was a fucking Pete Golding or whatever his name is, thinking he had a bigger dick than he really does. I hate that. You always defer. Play to get the last possession in the second quarter, get the ball back at halftime. This is a great freeze. This is a fantastic point. Yeah. Fantastic point. Lowell shoot him up with a 5-stream streak. I feel like he's here every fucking day. What were you doing 6 streams ago? Bets with Brian with a sub bank, 24 months, 2-year anniversary. Hey, Steak, let DGen borrow that hat. LOL. That hair, though. Yeah, it's bedhead. I didn't have time for a shower either this morning. Sorry about that. All right. I think it's time to get into the NFL. We've got Greg, who's up here and ready to roll. Anything else college related? We do have Indiana, Oregon. We talked about it last night on the Pickett pregame show. We'll finalize our bets at the end of the stream, but we do have to talk and get fully involved in the NFL. This is gonna be our last stream of the week. No stream tomorrow, and we are going to be boots on ground in Jacksonville. Greg is getting a notebook or a binder open. Are you ready, Greg? I want to make sure you're ready. Do you have a map
ready
play?
To go, baby. What?
You have a map play?
No, map play in the playoffs. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying if you open a notebook, sometimes I think you're gonna tell me you have a map play.
No, I just want to see where my notes are.
I got to tell you, your mic sounds good.
Crispy.
You're crispy. You're already locked in. You're good to go. So we're happy to have you here. By the way, is it like 40 degrees in New York right now?
That's nice today. It's nice.
Crazy. Can't figure out what's going on. Double up. Kai 5 says any NBA sniff today. Steak with a peaky face emoji. Love that.
Right up in that at noon.
Yeah.
Great call on the Jazz last night, Steak.
Yeah, that worked out.
Steak back in his bag.
Only play they had because the Bulls game got canceled because condensation.
Is that why it got canceled?
Stupid.
Really?
Really.
75 in Jacksonville. It's going to be 60 degrees at kickoff. Didn't you say that, Steak?
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful, dude. We're
gonna
going to
be
have a day. We're gonna have ourselves a day.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Woke up this morning to see Trent and Tim the Tap Man on my Pats. They're beyond cooked, aren't they? I can't really say much about Tim the Tap Man. I don't really know who that is. And Tim picked us to win the whole thing. Interesting. DJ looks like a Washington Commanders athletic director. That's fine. Condensation, aka Bulls cheap ass arena, was leaking. Yep. Yeah, no, I don't. That's crazy. I thought at least the United Center was like a respected, not like a Madison Square Garden, but it was like a prestigious arena.
Yeah,
it's a dump.
It's a dump.
I've never been to it. Yeah, Bulls are a fucking joke. They are a fucking joke. They're, Greg only comes up here and shits on the Rays organization. A lot of bad sports owners out there. A lot of them. You wouldn't believe it. Anyways, let's get into it. Time of J with 2 subs gifted. Appreciate you. Auto Gelato 15 stream. We got 115 in Twitch. We got 55, 120 in Twitch, 55 in YouTube. The place is buzzing. They're ready to roll, and they're ready to talk about playoffs. So I'm going to pull up Pickett. We're going to go game by game in order tomorrow. The first one is probably the least sexy game of the weekend. Yeah, right. You're right. By far. It's not even a probably. But it is the Los Angeles Rams on the road in Charlotte. Let's pull up the Pickett splits. Shout out Pickett. Download Pickett. Sync your sports books. Track your wagers effortlessly and seamlessly. I don't know if I use seamlessly in the right way, but you know what I mean. Use promo code DJ whenever you do. We got to change those, by the way. All right, here are the splits. 6.9% of the money on Carolina to win this game. Makes sense. Nobody thinks the Panthers have a chance unless you're a Panthers fan, I would presume. Bets are pretty even. More money on the Rams spread. What might be interesting is I don't really see that number moving in the Rams direction, though. 10 minus 115, or you can get 10.5 minus 110 on the Panthers on BetMGM. I find that a little interesting. But at the same time, I think that you have to respect the Panthers at home, and you have to also respect them as an underdog. Did you guys hear that stat about the Panthers and all their wins coming from when they were an underdog? I'm sorry, I take that back.
They never won as a favorite.
They never won as a favorite. They almost became, Greg, the first team ever, if they would have beat the Bucks, to win all their games as an underdog. They do not win as a favorite. Beat the fucking Packers as 13.5-point underdogs. They play this game already. I made a TikTok or a video about it that went semi-viral. It was hilarious. People didn't really misinterpret it correctly, but some people did. It was a weird place for the Rams to go. Los Angeles
they played
Rams.
the first time. Yeah,
they're going to Charlotte. Weird place. I didn't advise a Rams bet, but I said they should, in theory, beat the fuck out of the Panthers. The Panthers aren't that good. What happens? They fuck around. Stafford has one of his worst games of the season, but now they're going back, so it's become familiar territory. I don't know what the stadium's called. U.S. Bank Arena or something like shit. Bank of America.
Bank of America.
Bank of America's headquarters there, yeah.
Bank of America headquarters there. Yeah, Charlotte's an interesting place. Greg, you know it. You had some family there. It seems like Pleasantville, suburbia. A lot of
everybody's got a lot of kids in Charlotte.
A lot of kids. Yeah, it's a place you go. You want soccer practice, etc. But it's not the place that the Rams go and win a football game. But let's go around the horn, see what you guys think. I don't have a whole lot of thoughts, and I would like to know from the chat, or if you guys know, is Devontae Williams playing this game? Steak, we'll start with you.
Got to stop calling him Devontae.
Yeah, you got to get the Devontaes right.
What did I do?
Devontae Williams.
Yeah, it's the third time you've done that. Who the fuck even is Devontae
I was just going to say, who is Devontae Williams?
Devontae Williams?
You keep talking about him.
Yeah.
Say Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams. Is Devontae Adams playing?
I believe so.
I believe so.
Okay. Fuck is Devontae Williams? Did you see I did Tristan Chambliss on my tweet last night?
No, I didn't.
I thought I was going to get roasted way harder for that thing. Glad I didn't. Damon Williams. Yeah, I don't know. Javonte Williams. Anyways, regardless, Steak, what do you think about this game? I'll pull up ProfitX and see what the odds are there.
Well, before I tell you what I think about it, I want to ask if you guys think I'm crazy for saying this. You know what game this reminds me of from last year's playoffs? Anyone want to guess?
I would have to look at last year's playoffs.
I'll just say it. Commanders, Lions.
Oh,
you got a team playing with literal house money. No one thinks they have a chance. You don't have a friend that thinks the Panthers can win. And I'm not saying I necessarily think the Panthers can win, but I absolutely do not think the Rams come in here and blow out the Panthers. And I am taking the Panthers to cover. I don't know if that's true, Snacks. I don't know, man. Do not.
Like Bryce Young is so far away from Jaden Daniels. Like this, it's not the
so
same.
far away from Jaden Daniels. But saying the Commanders were actually good and seeing how bad they actually were this year, I can at least give some pushback on that. That might have been a flash in the pan a little bit. The Commanders looked absolutely ass this year, like really, really bad. I know Jaden Daniels was hurt. I totally understand. And he put on a Superman cape. I get the differences. You guys can say not the same. It is a huge underdog. No one thinks can win playing with house money. This is house money. Panthers didn't win to be here. They lost to the Bucks. And then they needed the Falcons to save them. It wasn't like winning in. They lost it in. They're 8-9. They won their division. This is house money. And I think they're gonna I think they're gonna keep it close.
Well, Greg, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the best thing I've heard about the problem with the Rams is playing with their food. They just play with their food.
Yeah.
Like the Falcons game, absolutely should have won that game, played with their food, let it get away. Even the Seahawks, they were up 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Just close the fucking door. First time they lost to the Panthers. They lost to the Eagles on the block kick. Like just fucking close the door. I do think Devontae Adams being back is going to help a ton. I'm kind of with you, Steak. I don't hate taking the Panthers with the points just because absolutely no one's given this team a prayer. But, I mean, if you look at the NFC, it's tough not to say the Rams are the best team. But you just seen what they've had those type of games where a team that they outplayed, that they're significantly more talented than hangs around and beats them. Like, are they going to win 3 games in a row on the road doing that? Pretty easy to see them drop one.
Yeah. And the other thing I want to give a pushback on is because the chat didn't like that comparison, so I'll take my L on that, but I won't take my L on this. Rams defense has not been very good. They weren't that good against the Cardinals. They gave up 20 points. They gave up 27 to Kirk Cousins, 38 to Seattle, 34 to Detroit, and 31 to the Panthers. They just haven't been very good.
In the first 3 games you mentioned, though, there was a pick 6 or a special teams touchdown.
In the
Seahawks ran a kickback.
Yes.
They had a pick 6 against the Falcons. They had a pick 6 against the Panthers. Like, they cannot do that anymore. Yeah. And maybe Devontae Adams helps with that, but that's a big fucking problem.
Sake, I'll get your back here. I thought that was a pretty good comparison, and this is a good understanding sometimes just because the chat is the mob. The mob is not always correct, by the way. So you don't always have to take their side. I thought that was a pretty good comparison. People can disagree and have their opinions, but I got your back here. I love a good comparison, by the way.
The other side of it is Bryce Young really going to shine in his first playoff opportunity?
So
if he was, it would be as a 10-point underdog when not a single person believes he can.
Believes in him, yeah. Coming off of 2 bad. I didn't see the stats of the Bucs game, but I don't think he played very well. In the game before that, he played terribly against the Saints.
Yep.
It is very hard. It is very hard to trust Bryce Young in his first playoff start. I'm kind of with Steak on in the if you're asking people what they think about this game, let's say you walk into a bar and you ask 10 people, 9 of them are going to say the Rams are going to skull fuck the Panthers, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I think that Steak's point on the Commanders-Lions comparison.
Yeah. Well, that's not. It's kind of his point, but that's his comparison, and people thought the same thing, and that's why I agree with it, and that's why I disagree with the chat on saying that's a bad comparison. They try to split hairs in too much and be like, "Oh, Jaden Daniels better." Doesn't matter. That's not what we're talking about. Zoom out. But listen, nobody thinks that the Rams aren't going to come back because you have that revenge. You know what I mean? Revenge with a team like the Rams, Stafford, and McVay. Also, Greg, you probably can attest to this. I'm pretty sure Chernoff, I don't know if Warren Sharp picked them, but a lot of the smart guys in the space, the older heads, picked the Rams as their Super Bowl winner.
Yeah, I took him and I cashed out, actually.
Oh, you bitch.
No, I took him I got the same price. Like it was recently that I took him and cashed out. Something's not right there. I might put it back in, but something's not right there. But this is the most wide open it's ever been.
Right.
In the last 5-10 years.
This is where I was going.
I do like the under.
So here's what I was going to say, and I thought about this saying yesterday. It's hard to beat the same team twice, right? We always hear that. But how about with totals? People always neglect totals. when you say how often when two teams meet again that the same result happens with the total. The same thing happens. Are we going to see 59 points again? Are we going to see a high scoring game again? Now, when you look at the box score here and the team stats, the Rams had 22 first downs. The Panthers had 17, but total yards, 379 to 358. Pretty fucking good by the Carolina Panthers. The Rams had 3 turnovers. This game was all about them shooting themselves in the foot for the most part. But the Panthers made plays. If you remember, Bryce Young dropped that dime on 4th down to Tet. Time of possession, Panthers 35 minutes to 24. So I don't know. Is that really what's going to happen again? If you want to, what I was going to say is, if you don't feel comfortable in backing Bryce Young, but you still want to get a little bit contrarian and lean into the logic that Bryce Young playing his first playoff game might not be a very good performance, why not have it be the under? And why not flip it where the Rams play a cleaner game and control the clock this time around, and maybe it's a little bit more of like a 24-17 game. By the way, we didn't even reference this, but the total is 46 on ProfitX. If you sign up to ProfitX, use code STAKE for 20% deposit match. 10.5 is plus 103. So that's kind of where I'm at. I like the under in this game. Greg, you were about to say something, or one of you were about to say something.
I just like the under a lot.
Oh, you do?
I'm on the under as well. That'll be my play. I don't want to start the playoff, and God bless you, Steak, because that's just your brand. I don't want to start the playoffs off betting on the Panthers. Is that really how you want to start this playoff series off? Is betting on the 8-9 Carolina Panthers?
Yes.
Because I actually genuinely believe there's football reasons to like it. Yes. Because I like the under. I think it's going to be a sloppy game. These teams ran the ball last game 61 times for 316 yards. I think it's going to be a lot of that. So I don't think it's like what people are thinking, like flashy Matt Stafford, 300 yards, 4 touchdowns type of game. So like I have enough football reasoning to think Panthers keep it close. I don't really think they win, but yeah, I'm okay with it.
Okay. So, I see like a 23-10, maybe 23-13, and you get that hook. But I do see an ugly game. Yeah. We'll say 23-13, so Steak gets it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I like your score prediction, 23-10, to basically tell Steak you think his Panthers bet is a shit wager. Does anybody want to guess
the Panthers? Like, backdoors live. I think another team that actually had expectations and got there might just quit if they're down in the fourth quarter. Who gives a shit if you're the Panthers? If you get the ball back and you're down, 23-6, we'll say, for my hypothetical argument, sure, you're going to be, it's your Super Bowl to go down there and score at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cover. Yeah. Cover. People will remember you if you cover the spread in your playoff game. Go ahead. What were you
saying? And Sammy calling me out in the chat. Davante Adams doesn't play defense. I said the Rams defense is dipped, which it has. Number 2, Davante Adams played in the Panthers game and he had 2 touchdowns and they still lost.
Also, to your, can the Rams win 3 away games? They don't play home games all season. Any home game they have, they are overwhelmed by away fans. This is their life.
I don't know who said that.
So still very likely, I'm trying to run through all the teams in the NFC, very likely 3 games not in a dome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too. I forget what the exact trend is, but there's a very strong trend for wild card games in the elements going to the under.
Yeah, and I don't know. See, I don't really agree with that either. I see the chat saying valid point. I don't think that's a valid point. Still a huge difference traveling across the country to go play in Carolina than there is playing in Los Angeles, just because a lot of the visiting teams' fans show up. There's a huge difference.
Yeah, I mean, actually, this is a silly argument.
It is.
You can't act like because the Rams games are filled with away fans that going on the road doesn't matter. Listen to some of the Rams performances on the road in true road games. Outdoors in Tennessee, 33-19. Outdoors in Philadelphia, lost 33-26. Outdoors against Baltimore, who we know stinks, 17-3. Scored 17 points. Outdoors in Carolina, lost 31-28. Outdoors, well, not outdoors, but on the road in Atlanta, 27-24. Outdoors in Seattle, lost 38-37. It's absolutely a big deal when the Rams go on the road. It's absolutely a big deal.
I agree.
So I don't think we can downplay that, chat. Sorry. But I appreciate you making the point. That's why we do this. That is why we do this. I'm going to lean under in this game. I'm also going to point out one more thing while we're here because we're not doing a prop talk. Let's talk about a guys who did have good performances the first time around if these teams met before. Bryce Young was 15 of 20, 206 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He has to throw an interception this game.
He's throwing a pick.
Yep, that's just science. His QBR was 84. Do you want to guess what Matthew Stafford's QBR was?
I think it was his worst game of the season.
It was. Did anyone want to guess what his QBR was?
18.
62.
No, 25.
Nick was a lot closer.
Mm-hmm. It was sacked twice. Blake Corum had 7 carries for 81 yards and a touchdown. Kyron Williams had 13 carries, 72 yards.
They're going to run the shit out
They
of
were
him.
gashing on the ground. I don't know.
Oh my God. 21 carries, 152 yards, 7.2 yards per carry. Crazy. On the flip side, though, the Panthers running backs had a pretty decent day. Rico Dowdle, not so much. 18 carries, 58 yards, 3.2 yards per carry. It was Chuba Hubbard. Chuba had 17 carries for 83 yards, and his longest rush was 10. So it's not even like it was, skewed by anything. Receiving, Jalen Coker, 4 catches, 74 yards, touchdown. Ted McMillan, I didn't realize this. He only had 2 targets and 1 catch. That 1 catch was on that 4th down play. Yeah. 43 yards and a touchdown. And then Xavier Smith was the leading receiver for the Rams. 3 catches, 82 yards. Puka, 6 catches, 72 yards. Devontae Adams, 4 catches, 58 yards. And Devontae Adams also had 2 touchdowns.
Was that the game Puka got concussed?
That's a good question.
I don't think so. I don't think it was.
Panthers run defense is Derek Brown and Jeff Sunday.
Yeah.
Derek Brown fucking rules. That was
but they could get gashed up on the ground again for sure.
Yeah. So I would probably I love this under. I love this under. I love it. Well, I'm putting plays on the board. Is this a squad ride?
We need newsletter plays, so let's put it in there.
All right. We're doing it.
I need newsletter's got to be done tonight if you guys are going to Jax tomorrow.
No, we're going to Jacksonville Sunday.
But we should still do it because
never mind. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, this shirt's really tight, okay?
Yeah. It's getting tighter.
I know. I may have put it in the dryer.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a dryer.
No, it's the dryer's. Honestly, the dryer is my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
That
was a fat joke.
Yeah, I got it. All right. I don't know why I wrote the F. NFL playoffs. Sometimes I write things weird.
I like to do this thing, Greg, where I'm completely silent when he's standing up writing.
Yeah, I've seen it. He just panics.
He just gets really uncomfortable.
I don't panic. Why am I panicking? I'm busy. This guy can't talk to a room full of 150 people while I'm over here writing something down. Have a conversation. I fucks the chat for 2 hours, and all of a sudden he doesn't want to acknowledge a comment with a one time I don't talk. The one time I don't talk. It makes no sense. And you're just sitting there with a stupid fucking look on your face, Greg. You're not saying anything either? Are you frozen? You're frozen? This fucking guy. What's the total? 46? I don't even care what it is.
Look at him there. Look at him up there. He's like a professor who doesn't know what he's teaching.
Greg said you were panicking, and you immediately started panicking. It was crazy.
That's not panicking. I'm in full control. I'm in full control. I wrote the bet down. All I'm doing is calling you guys out. You can't fucking talk whenever I write.
You literally turn a different color when you start yelling at me and Greg.
I'm the same color.
It's like when the dumb kid in algebra gets called up to the front of the class to answer the problem on the.
I'm fucking sick of Greg. I'm so sick of Greg. I don't even know who invited this motherfucker.
You don't think that's right? I think that's exactly what it is.
Wait, I didn't even hear what you said. All I heard was dumb kid in algebra. I was actually very good in math. What did you say, though? What was
I said it's the dumb kid in algebra that gets called up to answer the problem on the board, and he's just awkwardly looking at the class as he writes like 4, 8, 7.
Well, why does the class have to be quiet when they're yapping the whole time, and now the class wants to be quiet?
Because they want to see how dumb the dumb kid is.
You're both stupid.
Next game.
Yep. Next game. All right.
Next game's a banger.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do in this game. I'm all over the place. I need some help.
Close your eyes and go with cheese, baby.
Oh, God. Packers -1. Total 43. That's probably not right. Let's see what Prophet X has for this game. Packers -1, -110, -115 on the ML. The total's 44.5 in this game. Let's look at the splits. Pretty 50-50. The Pickett Sharps like the under, almost a mil wagered on this game. I have some thoughts, but I'm not going to hog the microphone. I'm going to let you guys talk first. We'll have Greg go first. All I'm going to say in this one is I just want to let you know where I've gone. I started thinking it was a lot of respect for the Packers to be favored. People pushed back. They said the line's right. That's fine. I leaned Green Bay to start. Then I went on Owner's Box on Wednesday. I talked to Sandy. I talked to those guys, and I came around. I said, you know what? Fuck Matt LaFleur. I like Ben Johnson. Give me the Bears. Then I talked to Steak yesterday, the pick at pregame, and he says his favorite bet in the playoffs is the Packers. And now he's kind of influenced me to go the other way. I'm all over the place. I don't know what to do. Greg, where's your head at?
Go Pack, go. Go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go.
I mean, so they went dog to favorite. That's a pretty big sign.
Are we sure?
They opened as +1.5.
That we're sure about that?
99%.
I did not. I must have looked at it late then. I didn't see the Packers as an underdog. Hold on. Let me just check. I'm not saying you're wrong or you're a liar. I just
somebody's saying they favorite, then dog, then favorite.
I'm seeing open according to Wager Talk as a pick 'em. That is not 100% accurate though. It could have been anything else. So yes.
Slack says fave dog fave.
Okay, Greg's right. Okay, fair enough. Good take, Greg. Thank you for pointing that out.
The other side of it, the Bears really got screwed here because they had that dogfight with the Lions on Sunday. Now it's a short week. The Packers essentially had a bye coming into this because they rested everyone against the Vikings. So I think that bodes in the Packers' favor pretty heavily as well. I just think the way the Packers lost this last one against them, letting the onside kick happen, you were kind of in control the whole game. It's another situation of rookie quarterback making his first start outside. All these things sort of favor the Packers. The other thing with the Bears is this whole season, they've had that late game, fourth quarter magic to come back and win. Mm-hmm. Eventually the Dams get a break, and it did against the 49ers and it did against the Lions. So I think that magic might have run out, and I'm taking the Packers here.
I just want to address Snack's comments. Greg, I don't think this is what you were saying. The Bears would have been better off against the Niners. I just think you're saying they had a really tough week 18.
No, that's not what I was saying at all. They're coming off of two tough games, and now they're on a short week. That's not great.
Javon said it. Josh Jacob is actually healthy for the first time since week 11. It's do or die for him. Listen, you don't have to twist my arm to get behind a Josh Jacobs game. I love Josh Jacobs. My stepdad's a Bears fan, and he said that Josh Jacobs typically kills them. I don't know if that's how accurate that is or not.
I mean, I know he's phenomenal against every team in the NFC when he's healthy.
Is he? He okay.
Yeah. He had like a streak of 17 or 18, and maybe not that high, but like 15 or 16 games in a row with a touchdown against NFC teams.
Yeah. Yeah, that was part of my reason for betting him to lead the league in rushing touchdowns is every week the guy gets a touchdown. I just didn't know Jonathan Taylor was going to have fucking 5 games in a row.
What's up with Rome Odunze?
Rome Odunze is playing. He is also, I believe, per the chat, I don't know how accurate this is, but the Bears are also getting a defensive back. And I think on the Packers side, those injuries sustained in that Broncos game, those guys are still out. So, well, we know obviously Micah Parsons is done for the year. I believe Tucker Kraft is not coming back for the playoffs. That was an ACL.
No, Tucker Kraft's done. Yeah.
So Tucker done, Micah done. But there was another guy that got hurt that everybody said was a really, really impactful player. I'm forgetting the name. I believe it was an offensive lineman, or maybe it was a defensive lineman.
I know who you're talking. Yeah, with or something.
Yeah, there it is, right there. Yeah, Zach Tom. That's who it is. Fun name. Such a Green Bay name.
He's listed as questionable.
Okay. Yeah. Token Picks is right though. There's a Wyatt too. Tom is playing.
No, I don't see that. Sorry.
I thought there was a Wyatt that got hurt, but maybe not.
I think it was like a defensive end that got hurt, but he's done for the season. I don't think that might not.
Wyatt's out for the year. Got it. Okay.
DJ, the only pushback I would give on the over is
whoa. I never said I was on the over. Just so
okay. Maybe it was people in the chat then.
Go ahead, but give the pushback.
But you got Love coming off of this will be his first game in 4 weeks. Wouldn't be surprised if he comes out the gate a little bit rusty.
That's basically what I'm banking on not happening.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, because if Jordan Love comes out of the gate rusty, the Bears are winning this game. I'll tell you that right now. We need Jordan Love in this one. And I saw a lot of people in the chat saying Josh Jacobs, and I'm totally fine with it. I've never directly fade Josh Jacobs. I like Jordan Love. Jared Goff had everything he wanted against this defense, and we saw what Brock Purdy did to them. I guess Kyler Gordon coming back is nice, but I don't think it shores up that really rough secondary. 331 for Jared Goff. I have no idea what Brock Purdy's stats were, but I think Jordan Love is the absolute perfect quarterback to take advantage of this secondary. And I like the Packers because I like Jordan Love. His prop is at 220.5 passing yards. I think he goes over that. I think it's similar to Carson Beck yesterday, DJ. And I feel like we nailed Carson Beck passing yards yesterday. I think it's similar. A lot of people don't think Jordan Love is healthy. I don't know the narrative on Jordan Love, but I feel like there's a lot of people that think Malik Willis is better.
That was a big narrative a week ago. Yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't know, man. I think I want to back Jordan Love in this offense, this pass offense specifically in this game. So I like the Packers in this game, but not because I think it's going to be Josh Jacobs 150 yards and slow. Like, I think Jordan Love's going to make some fucking plays in this game.
Okay. I think what I said initially in the week when I liked the Packers because I liked the fact that they were favored in Chicago was this line. I think I texted you and Kim. I said, this means it's a Jordan Love masterclass. Like, that's what it has to be. And as people were saying in the chat, Javon likes Josh Jacobs. That's not good. That looks too Ace Ventura. I don't think it can be both. It's got to be a Jordan Love 3-touchdown game, or it's got to be a Josh Jacobs, like 19 carries, 108 yards, 2 touchdowns game. I don't think it can be both. So you got to pick. You got to pick your poison, essentially, is what I'm saying.
Somebody in the chat said it. Do not bet Matthew Golden. Do not. He's not that guy.
I would never. I've been shitting on people with saying Matthew Golden since like week 6, starting with Cornfield.
Yeah, I was a big truther to start the year. I didn't get off the boat soon enough, but I got off the boat because he's just not that guy. The other crazy thing is you saw LaFleur is the oldest coach in the NFC in the playoffs in 46.
That's wild.
Very funny. You can't bet Matthew Golden when Wicks, Reed, Watson, and Dobbs are all healthy. There's just no fucking reason.
Yeah, they don't go to him in the regular season when it's clutch time. They it's the
when those guys are injured.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at Jordan Love's game log. Last game was against the Bears, as we remember, December 20th. He was 8 for 13, 77 yards. 40 QBR, and then he got that big hit. He got concussed. In Denver the week before, 24-40, 276, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Not his best game. He did have 3 carries for 29 yards. You don't see him run a lot, which I kind of think he should. He can move, and if he did it a little bit more, it might open up the passing game. But before that, the Packers did win 4 straight games. At the Giants, against the Vikings, at the Lions on Thanksgiving, and then the Bears at home. And Jordan Love played some pretty good football back-to-back games against the Lions and the Bears, combined for 7 touchdowns and 1 interception. Basically, what I'm getting at is Jordan Love is capable of playing well in this game. I agree with you that I'm worried about the rust, but I'm also just going to be real with you. What if I told you this, Steak? It is inevitable that Jordan Love is going to come into this game rusty because he hasn't played since December 20th. It's going to be January 10th. It's going to be cold, but he's on the road. He's in a familiar place. I think he'll shake off that rust. Even if the Packers get in like a 10-0 hole, are you really that concerned?
If you think the Packers could get in a 10-0 hole, you should be betting the Bears.
I disagree.
I
don't think they'll get in that big of a hole. I could see it being 6-0.
Absolute common sense. If you really think that's how the game's going to start, you have no business betting the Packers at the beginning of this game. You have no business if that's what you think.
Oh, well, that I would agree, but you can't say you should bet the Bears. You don't think the Bears can squander a 10-0 lead with Caleb Williams?
Probably bet the Bears and then live bet the Packers when they're down 10-0.
Oh, you want me to guard bet? No, I'm not guard betting. This is not what I'm saying. My point is, though, there's a good chance he can come out rusty. And I also agree, I don't like the over in this game. I think I like the under in this game, but I like Jordan Love. I think I might have a prop in this game, and I think it's going to be Jordan Love passing touchdowns. What is it? Let's check.
1.5 minus 106.
I'd rather just go Josh Jacobs.
To do what?
2 touchdowns over Love. I'd rather the juice on that.
Josh Jacobs to score a touchdown is minus 115. Are you kidding me? Minus 115?
It's the under.
What's weird about that?
That should be my model has minus.
I would have guessed 160.
He's been so hurt.
So what? So what? Javon just said that they just said he's fully healthy.
Okay, well, it's Jordan Love Day.
I agree. I'm saying that is fucking weird. That's weird.
It's
By the way, did Mark Fletcher go over his rushing yards yesterday?
Probably. It feels like it. Maybe they didn't give him enough carries to do that.
I don't know if they did. Let's see what Jordan Love. I'm sorry.
Chat
Josh
says yes.
Jacobs. Josh Jacobs in the last 6 games only has 2 rushing touchdowns.
But you're just not. The comparisons aren't going to. Nothing you look for here is going to help you. He has literally been hurt, and Javonte's fully healthy as a stretch, and I agree. How's he fully healthy? How could you guarantee he's fully healthy when he's literally been banged up now, it feels like, for 2 months?
To be clear, I am not guaranteeing he's fully healthy.
I know you didn't say that. I'm just saying even the narrative that he's fully healthy feels kind of strange to me. He's looked hurt for a long time.
I agree. I totally agree. But he did have some rest. He had 3 carries against Baltimore on December 27th, and he hasn't played since then. So I guess I get what he's healthier coming into this game. He's healthier. Jordan Love is in good shape. Could be Jordan Love over passing touchdowns. That's my play in this game. Jordan Love over passing touchdowns. Where are you guys? Are you both on the Packers?
I'm going to be taking the Packers, and I really like Jordan Love passing yards.
Greg?
I'm absolutely on the Packers. I already punched it in.
Wow. Did you get the +1?
No, -116 on the money line.
Horrible number. Okay. I know what you guys are doing, by the way. You're like dogs that are just sitting there looking at me, ready to go out. You want to go
I'm
outside?
waiting for that shirt to just blow up. I'm just waiting for red confetti everywhere when you cough or something.
He was +120 to score against the Ravens, if that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it helps. If I was setting a line, I would make him -150 to score. So I guess I should take it.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Sunday, I was sad our bet on Ole Miss didn't win yesterday. I will tell you again this evening. You're not sad, but that's okay. I don't know what I'm going to take, actually. By the way, you shouldn't tail me. I'm not a very good sports bettor.
I have a weird feeling he's not tailing you.
Oh, well, good. QE CBB card just dropped. That's great. We'll talk about it.
Oh, you just posted in here, someone could post the fucking QE card.
What are we doing here? Are we fucking gatekeeping?
Gatekeeping?
Shout out quantitative eating, though, and shout out everybody in here right now. We're gonna go. You know what we're gonna do? Sorry to be a ball hog here, but we're gonna get off Twitter. We're gonna go exclusively on Twitch and YouTube for the rest of these games. I see we've got 135 in Twitch, 60 in YouTube, almost 200 live on those platforms. Everybody else on Twitter, you can come on over to the Twitch and YouTube pages. I'll tweet them out. And why don't you go ahead and watch an ad, and we'll make a nickel. We appreciate that. Thanks for everybody that's already in here on these platforms where we monetize. You guys are great. All right. That's Saturday. We got 4 more games, 3 of them on Sunday. And let's get it kicked off with a game that Steak and I will be boots on ground on, probably the game of the weekend, I think.
This is a fun game.
A neutral football fan and you don't have a dog in any of these fights, I think you would probably say Bills Jags is this game's going to fucking rock game of the weekend. So let's get it started. Greg, I want to hear what you have to say first. This game's kind of bouncing around, I guess, between or not bouncing around, but it's sitting right there as the Bills being a small favorite to win this game. I saw them as high as 1.5 earlier in the week. They're 1 now in ProfitX, -102 to win, even money on the Jags. Total at 51, high total. Is it the highest total of the weekend? It sure fucking is. Greg, do you think
we're going to way over? I like this weekend.
Yeah, I was just going to say, do you think we see fireworks?
Yeah, I think this is the best game of the weekend. You guys picked a good one.
Oh, don't jinx us.
Well, on paper.
Yeah. Okay. So what are your expectations? You think Josh and James are going to make it difficult on the Jags? Are the Jags going to be in control of this game? Are going to win this one comfortably?
I'm on the Jags.
You are on the Jags.
I'm on the Jags. Yeah, I know you guys are going to be on it too. You're there. How can you not be on the Jags? One of you guys has got to get in the pool. You got to figure it out. You got to just brag about your Twitter following and see what you can do to get in the pool, DGen.
Dude, they're already letting us hold the flag for the national anthem.
Brag about. I don't know that I can really brag about 34.
Really?
That's actually
we're holding the flag.
Letting us hold the flag.
You got to get in the pool.
I just feel like we could ask, but
just DGen, dress up like a lifeguard.
It ain't pool weather, dude. It ain't pool weather.
It's always pool weather.
I don't know how you get in the pool though.
I really don't know either.
You got to talk to somebody when you're holding the flag. Just bring that. Ask somebody. Look, find somebody important. Say, how do I get in the pool?
Yeah,
But we're going to be all the way.
How do I get in the pool?
But we're going to be all the way on the ground. The pool is up high.
Eventually, he'll go back to your seats.
Wet. Like if I'm going to the pool, I want to stay in the pool.
See if you can get a fourth quarter pool spot.
No.
Yes. Hey,
DJ, you can pee in the pool. You don't have to get out. It's
now you're fucking talking. Now you're talking.
There you go. But yeah, I like the Jags here. This is a really dumb thing to say potentially, but
shocker for you.
I do think this game is very tight. Obviously, Bills are +1. For me, I think it could come down to the kicker, and the Jags have a massive advantage in that spot and home field. So
this is true.
You're going to give me those two little ancillary things. I'll take it.
Nice word. Nice word. We're getting off Twitter right now, by the way. Join us on Twitch and YouTube. I just tweeted the links. Goodbye. Ancillary.
The counterpoint for Josh Allen, and not to be a Steelers homer, I'll hold off on that. But the year Big Ben won his Super Bowl during the Brady era was when Brady tore his ACL. So this could be Josh Allen's opening.
Oof, that's an interesting little.
I always think Josh Allen and Ben are just very similar. But it could be a spot, but also this Bills team is just outside of him. It's really tough. And now he's got, who knows what's up with his foot.
I'd
not
say
the ideal situation for him.
I'd say similar on the football field, but very different in bathrooms.
Yeah. All right. Well, come on. That was a long time ago.
Oh, you're talking about Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah. Yeah. Josh Allen is remarkably more wholesome at this stage in life.
Yeah. He's a wholesome dude. Is it my turn to go?
Hold on. Before you do, I have two things to say. This is a good point. Haven't seen many brackets out the Bills in the Super Bowl. You're right. However, it does feel like a lot of people are picking the Jags to win this game. Both should be mentioned. The other thing I wanted to talk about with Josh Allen, I've seen this on TikTok a few times. He would be a great Twitch chatter because he loves like 12-year-old jokes.
Oh yeah.
Like dumb joke, like dicks in my ass, those names, Mike Crotchburns, Bend Over, like those things with him and the Pardon My Take guys. Very, very funny.
You're saying all the names wrong.
Mike Rochburns.
Mike Rochburns.
Dicks
in my ass.
Dicks in my ass.
There you go. You're just saying Mike
Bend Over.
Dicks in my ass.
Whatever. You know what I mean. I just want to point that out about Josh Allen. But yeah, he seems like a good dude. I like Josh Allen. Easy to root for. All right, go ahead.
All right. I'm obviously not coming on the stream with the Jags hat to not pick the Jags. I already have $2,000 on the Jags. We're going to the game. We're holding the flag. One of my really good friends is the biggest Jags fan maybe on earth. So no one's surprised to hear I'm on the Jags. I'm not even going to give you all the reasons I'm on the Jags. I'm just going to say why I'm nervous about that.
Yeah.
I'm nervous because, and I already told DJ this, but I want to hear Greg's take on this. How would you feel if your friend told you he didn't want to stay the night in Jacksonville because he's already planning on flying to New England next week? So he wants to save his money for that.
I mean, that's a bad reason. You could just say, I don't want to stay in Jacksonville because Jacksonville kind of sucks.
But a Jags fan talking like that is kind of crazy. Number two.
Is that Saturday night or going up Friday night? He doesn't want to stay.
He's leaving the
He doesn't want to stay Sunday night after the game. That's when we're
Sunday. Sorry, I keep getting my days mixed.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's kind of tough, especially to be planning for New England.
Number two, Stephen A. Smith picked the Jags to win the Super Bowl.
Woof.
Does that mean anything to you guys? Like, pull up the picket split, DJ. And I agree with what Javon said. That was the first thing I said. I saw a tweet that said Josh Allen has the playoffs for the first time with no Mahomes or Lamar. He has no excuses. And my first thought was, the Jags are going to beat him fucking. But look at this. A lot of Jags love, man. Way more than you think.
A lot of Jags love.
Jags love everywhere. Like, there's Jags love everywhere. I've been surprised. But yeah, I'm on the Jags. I actually think it's public, which I think is crazy. I don't know what happened. I know they're playing good football, but beating Phillip Rivers, beating Brady Cook, beating the Titans with Brandon Allen impressed people so much that all of a sudden people are all over the Jags. I was surprised to see that, to be honest. But yeah, a lot of people are on the Jags. I already have $2,000 on it. There's no turning back. I'm excited to be there. I really hope they win. I am nervous.
There's a lot more pressure on Buffalo, though. There's a lot of pressure.
Way more pressure on Buffalo.
Certainly. Jacksonville, according to Wager Talk, 81% of the tickets, 77% of the money. And what's kind of interesting is when you usually see stuff like that, you'll see the line move. but the Bills are holding strong as a 1.5 point favorite.
Yeah, I know. Can you believe that though? 81%?
Yeah, no, I can't. No.
Lawrence against Josh Allen. Like, what world am I living in?
You know what? You know what's going to happen if the Jags lose this game and you lose your money? You're gonna wish the Jacksonville Nation is gonna wish that the Jags ran into a little adversity before coming into the playoffs.
Can I say one more thing?
Stop asking.
If I had to just use my strict football brain and gambling was as easy as taking what you've seen on the field, because I've watched a lot of Jags football and a lot of Bills football, I'm telling you, if it was just that simple, the Jags actually are a much better, more well-rounded team than the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen's incredible, and he can go into God mode at any time. They have shitty receivers. I don't think they have a great defense. I don't know what, besides James Cook, is great about the Bills, but like lost to the Eagles, scored 12 points, barely beat the Browns, beat Brady Cook. Congratulations. Needed a miracle to come back and beat the Patriots. Meanwhile, the Jags are just literally beating the piss out of everyone they play, including at Denver. And I just feel like if you use your football brain, the Jags actually are better. It's just hard to say that because it's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Buffalo Bills. That's kind of what I like. What Snacks is saying is kind of how I felt coming into this. Like, you're only not taking the Jags because they're the Jags. But then again, we look at these splits and everybody is taking the Jags.
If you put the Jags on like an Alabama uniform, the Jags would be favored, right? That's kind of what you're saying. Like, the Indiana-Alabama thing.
Like, they don't have any brand recognition.
The Chiefs uniform, they would absolutely.
Well, obviously, you know what I'm saying.
Though. 4.5 points at home.
Yeah. No, I'm kind of with you.
Steve, I think I'm out of the closet. Pause. I don't think I'm a closeted Jags fan at this point.
He's not closeted at all. Beef is a closeted Yankees fan if we're talking about closeted fans. Odeze with the sub bang real quick. 13 months, nothing like the NFL playoffs. Mason E. Tucker, thanks for the new follow. Shady Beef, 23 months. Fuck the Jags, Josh Allen by a fucking million. Here's where my head's at. And where my head is at lately is usually more wrong than right, just to be. I mean, that's not a secret to anybody. I'm and fully transparent. My brain, where it takes me to the land of shit wagers. And I will be frank with you. If you weren't a closeted Jags fan, if you weren't friends with a Jags super fan, if we weren't going to this game and we wanted to, enhance the vibes of Jacksonville, and I was just sitting at home, wherever, maybe I was meeting Greg for a Negroni or something up in New York, in hipster Brooklyn, I'd put $500 on the Bills. That's what I would do. I would put $500 on the Bills. And what would prevail everything is the narrative that is out there. It's no secret. It's that this is Josh Allen's time. This is Josh Allen's year.
Sorry, does that mean you like the Bills? Not going to be mad if you do. Is that what you're saying?
No, okay. Hold on. Still going. This is chapter 3 in a 7-chapter book. Stay with me. That's where my public brain is. That's not what I like. No, that's where my public brain would be. Removing myself from everything. Public brain says this is the Jags year. I'm sorry, Bills year, right? That all makes sense so far. I saw Greg nodding his head, so I think he understands. And then let me tell you what would happen. This is what would happen. And Greg's really going to like this. The game starts. Jacksonville's buzzing. Anywhere the Bills play is buzzing because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who the Bills are playing. The Bills are on the road. No Mahomes, no fucking Jackson. It's Josh Allen's year. I'm betting the Bills against anybody because it's Josh Allen's year. And then what happens? The game starts, the Bills lose, and I remind myself, God damn it, I forgot. There's a head coach involved in this game. His name's Sean McDermott. And Sean McDermott is a fucking loser. That's what he is. He's a loser. And Greg, I don't give him credit all the time for his takes, but every now and then he pulls some shit out of his ass. He said it. He said it next to you and me when we were at that Jets-Bills game. Sean McDermott coaches not to lose. He doesn't coach to win. And then I'm also going to remember, fuck Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid and Khalil Shakir and all these mediocre weapons. I love James Cook. Love him. He was my offensive player of the year last year. Love him. He had the most rushing touchdowns last year, the most rushing yards this year. He is awesome. The Bills' offensive line's playing better. They have what it takes, I think, talent offensively to win the Super Bowl. But that defense is kind of a problem, right? We can't pretend it's not. Do you ever watch the Bills defense and think, wow, these guys are stout? You ever think that?
No, I think they're saying it in the chat. And
I'm not looking at the chat because I'm locked the fuck in right now.
But
Me, you, and Greg.
people are saying it's the worst Bills team in years, and why is that not the narrative? Because there's no Mahomes in the playoffs. Or
Josh Allen. That's what I'm
I
saying.
just think Bills are not very good.
Once we kick this ball off, I don't give a fuck what Betting Queen's on. I don't give a fuck what Trent's on. I don't care what anybody's on. I don't care. I think the Jags are the better football team. But now this is chapter 7. This is it. This is how I want to close the book. We are betting on a first-time head coach in the playoffs who is young, and Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
That is a little
playoff success than some guys.
okay. I do like that. This is not like it's not like a Drake May scenario where he's really good in the regular season, but this is his first playoff game. Trevor Lawrence has been here, and he's been here with adversity. You were there, weren't you, against the Chargers?
Oh, I was there, buddy.
Yeah, Greg, you and I were in fucking Foxwoods.
Yeah.
And I think I had a Chargers ticket, and I was laughing at both of you.
Yeah, I had a big Jags ticket. We went to dinner. We thought the game was over. We came back, and it was like, oh, this is live.
Be right back.
Right. That is what we did.
Yeah.
That is what we did.
It was so dead. It was so dead at that.
Oh, dead. So ultimately, there are reasons, I think, to be a little concerned about like being in love with Jacksonville. But I do think top to bottom, with how well their defense has been playing, with their actual weapons on offense. I mean, I love Parker Washington. I don't know if you've watched Parker Washington. I love the acquisition of Jacoby Myers coming in. He was one of my favorite receivers. He's part of the reason I wanted to bet on him to be the receptions leader. I love that they got him. ETN has been really good, and Trevor Lawrence is playing good football. The Jags should win this game. And at the end of the day, why I am at peace with not betting the Buffalo Bills is because I'm not betting on Sean McDermott. I think Sean McDermott is a loser, and I think he is probably going to be the first coach fired next year.
I think he could get fired after this game if they lose. You got Harbaugh on the block?
Ooh. Oh, man, that would be pretty wild.
Yeah, I think it could be something they weren't even really thinking about, and now that he's available, maybe you lose this game and you cut ties. It would be the perfect time, and Harbaugh would crush it in Buffalo. Crush it.
He probably would. And you probably – the thing that I just don't like that the Bills decided to build this offense with the tight end situation. Like, I just don't care that they have Dawson Knox and Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid. Like, that doesn't do anything for me. And you neglect the wide receivers. It's just not enough, man. It's not enough. So I'm gonna be with you on the Jags. But Steak, how do you feel if I just lean into my guy Parker Washington? How do you feel about that?
I love that. He's been on the come up. I think he's had like 4 good games in a row. It's crazy. Sorry, I missed a little bit. It's crazy to think McDermott could get fired if he loses this game.
I said that. We said that.
He just said it. Greg just said it.
But
just because Harbaugh's available.
McDermott is going nowhere. Who do you think McDermott is? He's a loser. McDermott is a loser.
I think if you lose this year with no Mahomes and no Lamar Jackson, you got to have a conversation at least.
And Greg, what you just said, you know what that means? Pressure. That's more pressure for Buffalo. Pressure's not coming in, or Buffalo's not coming in with house money. They're not the underdog. They are here, and now they have to win it. Ooh. That's a lot of pressure. I don't like that pressure. I like the Jags, but if again, we're not no prop talk Sunday, so try to think of a prop perspective. If we like the Jags, what do we see? Or is it an ETN fucking 2-3 touchdown game? Is it going to be a little Brenton Strange? Is it going to be Lawrence with his legs? What do you think?
This is the game where I like the running back, and I do like ETN, yes.
And the Bills' run defense is poo-poo. Greg, you got a guy you like or no?
I don't hate Myers. I don't hate Brian Thomas Jr. Somebody that have a deep bomb.
Longest completion over?
Yeah.
All right, here's what I'll do. I got a fun thing for us. I mean, I am certified a Parker Washington guy. I love him. How about I take him anytime touchdown, first touchdown, 2 touchdowns, and I'll buy a jersey.
Okay.
And I'll wear it on your screen for a week.
That is a lot of Parker Washington.
Is that too much Parker Washington?
If you like Parker Washington, I would just take longest reception.
Yes, D-Wade. Sean McDermott is a loser. He has one of the best quarterbacks of all time, and he has never been to a Super Bowl. That makes him a loser.
Ooh, this is fun. We should get a fake sharp touchdown lay. Yep. Is that too much, Parker? Yes or no, Steak? Greg said it's too much, Parker. Steak.
Yes.
Too much, Parker?
You're gonna make, is that gonna be like your whole thing while you're there?
No, I'm gonna bet Jags, and I'm gonna take receiving yards, and I'm gonna take longest reception.
He's 2-1 to score a touchdown. That's like a fun sweat for the whole game. Then I think it happened. 2 touchdowns, first touchdown feels like a lot of Parker.
Everybody says that's too much, Parker.
Yeah, you got to think of the Jags going into this saying, "We're Parker's our guy," or is he a guy?
He's been their guy, but there's Jacoby Myers, there's Brenton Strange, and even Brian Thomas having a small resurgence. There's just a lot of weapons on this team. ETN, he could catch some passes. I just wouldn't want to hone in on one guy, I don't think. But to take him to score, yes, I like that. Plus 200.
All right, Parker Washington touchdown is the is my POD of the weekend. And I'll take longest reception for Greg.
He does love Parker.
Okay. How are we doing on tempo and pace, by the way? 11:20. I think we're doing well.
I think we're doing very well. We got 3
really
games.
Jack, can we get a little feedback in the chat? How is this so far? Are we good? Are we great? Chat's been buzzing. The audience is great. Thank you very much. Now take one for yourself. What does that mean? I bet ETN most rushing yards for the wild card round, 11-1. That's fun.
I actually really like that bet.
Yeah.
Very fun. What's up, Justin? 9888 in YouTube. Y'all are killing it. Thank you, Jay Wells. Yep, thumbs up. So happy y'all are going to the game. Appreciate it. Amazing. TD for Steak. Yards for Greg. What's for you? Touchdown. I'm taking both.
I like ETN over 64.5 rush yards. That's my favorite prop for that game.
You did miss Packers talk, Tosi, but everybody likes the cheese. All right. Royal Presley with a new follow. Snacks with a sub. Get banged to McKiffin. Love it. Oh, Snacks gave out 5 subs. I missed that 9 minutes ago. My bad. Thank you, Snacks. Appreciate you. We had a hype train in here. I missed it. UNLV 94, a first-time subscriber. UNLV 94. I wonder if you are a UNLV alumnus, and that's when you graduated. If you did, what's up? Welcome the fellow old-timer in the chat. Welcome.
This is another good stat I saw. The Jags having
terrible.
Yeah.
It's worse than that. It's like 0-24 or something.
Yeah.
It's not good. All right. Next game. And we talk about the climax of the weekend. This is right there. If the Jags Bills is the shaft, the Niners Eagles is the balls.
Sure.
I actually think that was brilliant. I can't believe that kind of fell flat.
I don't know. Brilliant to stretch. I see what you did.
Brilliant is to say that and then immediately follow up with I actually think that's brilliant. It's crazy. It's Eagles Niners is a great wild card game.
That's an awesome wild card game. Yeah.
Okay. That's all right. I'm just saying that you have to pay attention to it, or you should. And if you do, it's going to be great. No? Okay.
Kind of surprised by these splits.
Me too.
Nobody likes the Eagles. Nobody likes the Eagles.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me it's the fucking Eagles, aren't you?
Me?
I sure should am.
I sure as shit am too. It's the Eagles.
Damn.
That's the Eagles. Lane Johnson's back. We've been saying it. They get Lane Johnson.
The Niners
back.
really needed that win against Seattle. They really needed that.
Oh my God, it's 5.5 on ProfitX.
It's 5.5 everywhere.
Is it?
That's what I think. Yeah.
Holy shit! Yeah, you're right.
Look at me, CLV guy. I got the Eagles at 4.5. Still not that good.
Yeah, it's good.
I think they opened at 3.5.
Let's check. I don't know that they opened at 3.5. Did they? Hold on. Yeah, you're right. 3.5 up to 5.5. Yeah, you're not. Yeah, not that good.
Can I play another comparison that the chat's going to hate?
I love comparisons and fuck the chat.
Remember the last team that played for the 1 seed in the NFC and lost and then had to play a road playoff game?
Hold on.
Yeah, it's very easy. It was last year. It was the Minnesota Vikings. Got handled by the Detroit Lions, and they went to play a road playoff game, technically in Arizona because there was some kind of fire in LA, and then they got shit pumped. I think the San Francisco 49ers, same exact thing, and I think it's just bad timing when Trent Williams is still banged up. I have no idea if he's going to play. I know Kittle played last week, but he's still banged up. He's questionable for this game. Will probably play. And on the other side, you got Lane Johnson back, and I'm pretty sure Jalen Carter is going to play too. I don't know how you don't back the Eagles. I really don't. I really like the Eagles.
Total in this game is 46, down to 44.5. 80% of the bets are on the under. I'm sorry, 80% of the money. 56% of the tickets, 71% of the money on the Niners, but the line is going the opposite way. Maybe it's due to the injury, or I'm sorry, the status of Lane Johnson and Jalen Carter. Also, you've got some bad news for the Niners. Your Pearsall and Trent Williams are not practicing, and I think George Kittle is banged up as well. So those guys have to play. They do. I like buying bad news as much as the next guy. Not right here. Nope, not right here. He's so important. Pearsall is a pussy. He's so important he can't get on the field, like he won't play. It's unfortunate. The guy didn't miss a game in college, but also at the same time, he did come back from a gunshot injury in San Francisco. Shout out the Libs. Just kidding, but not really. Greg, what's your take on Niners Eagles? I understand you have a ticket, but are you betting on the Eagles or are you fading the Niners?
I'm betting on the Eagles defense. I do think too the other side of it is McCaffrey's just gotten so much usage this year because they've had to lean on him so heavily. Eventually that falls down. Like I just think he's starting to get really run down, and you don't want to be run down going against the Seahawks one week and then the Eagles the next.
Yeah.
And so much of what they do has to go through him.
Not a bad take, man, at all.
And he's had 400 touches. Yeah, 400 touches. It's a lot.
Yeah, not a bad take. Really not a bad take.
Well, here's what I'm here to tell you, and I want to make sure that you guys agree. And maybe you don't, and that's fine. Because you might push back and say, no, Brock Purdy just got paid. He's young, this and that. I think it's now or never for the Niners.
Now or never.
I think now or never was 2 years ago.
Now or never is not a phrase I would use for this team. Now or never without Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, potentially Ricky Pearsall, a banged-up Trent Williams, a banged-up George Kittle, a ran-through CMC who they needed every bit out of they could get all year. I don't know. Now or never applies.
Well, you're ignoring one big fact here.
What?
Everybody's getting older.
Yeah, everybody's getting older, but I almost think people already thought this window was closed, and now they're shocked that they went 12-5 because nobody liked them coming into this year.
True.
And then they lost.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong.
Now or never was 2 years ago when they lost in the Super Bowl. When they signed CMC, when they had like Chase, like they pulled out all the stops to get these big names, and they you're wrong there, Steak. Everybody's actually been right about this Niners team. 2 years ago, nobody liked them. They said Niners are going to take a big step back, and they did. Then this year coming in, don't you guys remember the narrative for the Niners? They had one of the easiest schedules in the NFL. Yeah.
So people did like the Niners. A lot of people, Cornfield had coach of the year. People had Niners 1 seed.
I had coach of the year.
Plays. So everybody liked the Niners this year, and they did deliver, and they fought through a bunch of adversity. They have adversity every single year. The one thing you're thinking about is Fred Warner going to be the same player coming back from injury? Trent Williams is older. CMC is getting older, more wear and tear. You just talked about it, all that usage. George Kittle's getting older. Now you have this young receiver who I like, Ricky Pearsall, but we just kept talking about it. He's injury prone. What do you need to not be if you're a 49ers player? Fucking injury prone. How many years are we going to do it with this team? Hell, they got missing half their roster. They're missing half their roster for 5 years. And it's just, I'm sorry, but Ayuk didn't work out, and he kind of had to, because Juwan Jennings and fucking the other guy, I can't think of his name, not Booty. Who's the other wide receiver? Not Pearsall. Is it Marcus Robinson? Yeah. This ain't going to get you places. So what are they going to do? I don't know. Are they going to try? Are they going to sign someone? Are they going to trade for someone? Are they going to draft someone to reload? I guess a little bit, but Brock Purdy's a nice quarterback. Is he worth the money? I don't know, because we also pointed this out. Nobody wanted to talk about it. Everybody wants to fucking talk about Drake May MVP and point out the fact that he's only beaten one winning team. But oh shit, Brock Purdy looks amazing for 5 weeks. Nobody wants to talk about his competition.
He beat the 2 seed in the NFC.
Oh, the Bears defense?
They beat the 2 seed in the NFC.
Outside of that, you had the Cardinals. You had the fucking Colts, the Titans, and a bunch of nobodies. Browns. Yeah, Browns defense is good, sure. So,
Yeah, but I mean, you saw it when he ran into the Seahawks, and I think it's similar here. You don't want to be on the road in Philly. Like, it's just a tough spot. It's a bad draw for the Niners, honestly.
oh, whoa. They lost to Seattle.
They beat them week 1.
You know, they
Come
beat them.
on.
Bucks beat Seattle too.
Yeah. Give me a break. Week 1, that's like Notre Dame losing in week 1. Come on, I want to know about who are you now? Who are you now? They did nothing.
I'm not. Did nothing is not fair. You're saying they played nobody. That's a really good segue into the next game. But they scored 37, 48, and 42 in 3 games against NFL teams. And I thought their offense was very, very, very impressive. But it came crashing down against a good defense for sure.
It really did. I mean, they did nothing. So look, I'm kind of with you guys. I want to take the Niners. I almost felt like they were kind of a sleeping dog. I felt like nobody was really going to be backing them. The Pickett splits are a little interesting. And I still might go against you because I think that the Niners have to go down without a fight, man. I think they have to. It's a long season, dude. A lot of adversity. You get through. I know they had to have that win and have that 1 seed. That was massive for them. And that bye, I know it was massive and they didn't get it. But I kind of feel like because they didn't, everybody's off the Niners. And I guess I'm wrong.
No, the Niners are too sexy.
This needs to be addressed before we let it go away. I do think the Niners deserve credit. Actually, I think they deserve a ton of credit. I just think this is a nightmare matchup. When you got the Eagles about to be almost their healthiest they've been all year, and you're the Niners, you were already super injured, and now the guys you did have, Trent Williams, George Kittle, are also banged up. It just feels like a nightmare to me. It's not that I'm taking away the fact that I think the Niners deserve credit and were impressive this year. This was a nightmare. I would have I hate to be an asshole. I would have much rather played the Bears or whatever other options the Niners had. Like, this is a nightmare.
The Niners lost to the best teams that they played this season, just so we're clear. And I'm not trying to necessarily take away credit. What I'm trying to do is keep things balanced, Adam. I just want to be perfectly clear.
Well, they did beat the Rams and the Seahawks. They split.
Yes, they did. They beat the Rams and the Seahawks. You're absolutely right. The Seahawks was week 1, though. That was light years ago. But I'm just saying this is also a team that lost to the Texans, the Bucks, the Jags, and they had the easiest schedule in the NFL. So all I wanted to do,
Patriots had the easiest schedule in the NFL.
Those aren't the 3 worst losses you could name. Texans, Bucks, Jags, tough games.
That's my
and at least one of those with Mac Jones.
That's my point, though. These were the hardest teams on the schedule.
I thought you were diminishing.
No. The Niners ending the season when they went red hot and everybody started sucking them off. All I'm saying is everybody was so quick to not suck off Drake May and Mike Vrabel too much because remember, they only beat one team with a winning record. And I just wanted to compare and say, well, why are we sucking off the Niners? Because this is the Cardinals, the Panthers, the Browns, the Titans, and the Colts that they ran through in those 5 games. They looked amazing. That's all. I just wanted to keep it balanced there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
So anyways, I understand. I totally understand. It's a massive loss. Massive loss. Nobody's sucking off anyone. That's not true. That is not true. Anyways, we'll move on to the next game. I want to bet the Niners, though, just so we're clear.
I also think for as wide open as this year is, and the Eagles is defending champs, I know their offenses look bad. No one's really hot on them. And you got to think this team just came off a Super Bowl. Nobody believes in them. I'm not saying they can repeat, but they are absolutely primed to make a run.
No one's talking about how the Eagles were good taking the 3 seed. Rested starters seemed like they were okay with the Niners matchups. Interesting.
Pretty good point.
Pretty good point.
Yeah.
I think the Niners are going to go down swinging, and I'll take the inflated line. That's kind of where I'm at.
Cool.
Eagles win this game. Yeah. Snacks gave out another sub to TM Sharp. We appreciate you, Snacks. Thanks everybody for tuning in again on Twitch and YouTube. You guys are awesome. All right, let's go to the next game. There's 2 more, and then we'll finish strong here, 11:33 a.m. All right. Here's a good one, a real good one.
This is the toughest one of the weekend for me.
Agree with you guys. Curious to hear what everybody thinks. Patriots hosting the Los Angeles Chargers. We'll go to ProfitX here, and you see the Patriots are -3.5, -106, -186 to win, total at 46. These are the Pickett splits. Color discrepancies a little difficult, but you've got less tickets, more money on New England on the spread. Bets and money are on New England overwhelmingly to win this game. We had Drew on here yesterday, and he pointed out when we talked briefly about NFL, he was shocked this line was 3.5. He thought it should be 5.5. I don't know. I don't know that I necessarily agree. I think the line is okay, but if you were to tell me you think it's short, I'm not gonna push back on that. Greg, you said it's the toughest game of the weekend. We'll start with you. Where's your head at?
My head's on the under. I can't pick a side. I think you got to like to look at Herbert as a dog, but you also got to look. Like, I know there's all those stats about rookie quarterbacks. I don't think, or quarterbacks making their first start in the playoffs, I should say. I truly don't think that's going to apply to Drake May. I think he can have a really nice game here. But I am very torn on picking a side. I think you can make a case for either team. I'd much rather get the under. I think this could be a pretty gross game.
I think it would be a gross game. Okay. All right. Steak, where's your head at?
It's weird. I have some pretty strong feelings about this game, and it's not helping me get to a side. So I caught the tail end of you and Drew talking, so I only heard NFL, and I did hear him say this line was short, and I think technically he's right. It does feel a little short. And then I remember that I have just heard about the Pats all year that they played no one. They played no one, and then they finally played the Bills. Again, I know they beat the Bills in that first game, but they were like 7-point underdogs. No one thought they could win. They went outright, but they played the Bills again with the hype. They got an early lead. They blew it. Josh Allen went into God mode, came back and won. Other than that, it's wins against the Giants, the banged-up Ravens, the Jets, the Dolphins. However you slice it, they're beating the worst teams in the NFL, and no one seems to respect them. I've watched the Chargers, and I actually think Justin Herbert deserves a lot of credit because it really does feel like he's running for his life, like often. And the fact that he's turned some of that into wins is really impressive. I thought the Eagles win was really impressive. I know the Chiefs game was wacky, but I thought that was impressive. The Cowboys win, very impressive. But I just simply cannot take what I've seen from this Chargers offensive line and fade a guy that I absolutely think is blossoming into being one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And I like what Greg said. I don't think the first playoff start applies to Drake May. I think Drake May's special. Yeah. I think Drake May is really special. And now I'm wondering if I want to just join the squares and take New England because it's certainly the side I'm leaning. I think the Patriots are very disrespected 2 seed. They have a rookie quarterback and they've played no one, and that's all I'm hearing. And I see a lot of people back in the Chargers. So as of right now, I want to square up and take the Patriots.
You know, I'm not really into the Chargers. I thought they were fugazi. They fucked me on the win total over last year. I almost went back to it. I'm glad I didn't. They went over again. I'll give them their credit. 11-6 is good enough. Laugh it up, Greg. That's fine.
No, I'm laughing when you said I should have put more on the Chargers alt win total in the first half of the first game last year. No, that will always be funny to me.
Against the Gardner Minshew Raiders when the Raiders were up at halftime. I did do that. I get emotional. I get caught up in the moment.
Yeah.
But I give Justin Herbert a lot of credit. I do. I love Harbaugh. I really do. And I like guys on this team, and I don't really think they're anywhere near the best roster in the NFL. And Harbaugh still is getting the best out of them. The Chargers defense is playing better. So maybe hand up, I'm just wrong on them. But the Chargers, you can't deny, like, a team going west to east as a very, very far distance and outdoors in conditions that they are not accustomed to playing to. And then you go look at their schedule and what they did on the road in some of these games. It's hard for me to think that the Chargers are actually going to win this football game. On the road when they played the New York Giants, anybody remember that? They were 6-7 point favorites. That was Jackson Dart's first game. On the road against the Miami Dolphins. Anybody else remember that? Oh, they won 29-27, but they almost fucking lost. They won on the last drive of the game. On the road against the Titans, 27-20. And I think this may have still been during the Brian Callahan era.
That was a fluky game. I think there was like a block kick return for a touchdown and a pick six.
Whatever. I'm just saying. On the road to Jacksonville. Does anybody remember that game?
Murdered.
35-6. I'm sorry, but good teams don't go on the road and lose 35-6 to other good teams. That doesn't happen. Then they go on the road. They beat the Chiefs at the end of the year, 16-13. Big fucking whoop. The Chiefs are terrible. Somebody said they were impressed with the Cowboys win. Sure. 34-17. But what do we know about the Cowboys defense? Atrocious. One of the worst defenses in the NFL. Then you go on the road in Denver. Nobody really plays. Trey Lance plays. You lose 19-3. I could not comfortably bet on the Chargers in this spot. And then it's like, okay, well, what am I going to bet on with the Patriots? I'm going to bet on Mike Vrabel. Sure. And then you're going to tell me, ooh, but DGen, you're going to bet on Drake May. Bet on Drake May. He's a young quarterback, first playoff game. And he won all these games. Oh, but it was against a really poor schedule. I don't give a fuck. You said it, Steak. Drake May. I think Drake May is special. You're betting on if Drake May is special. Just like I think if you're betting against the Niners, you think I think you think their window is shutting. Personally, if you disagree, that's totally fine. But I think you are taking the Patriots if you think Drake May is indeed that good. Then it's not just about beating up bad teams. And let's be real, are the Chargers even that good of a team? I don't necessarily think so, especially on the road and especially in New England. I think the Patriots are going to win this game somewhat comfortably. That's what I think. I don't think it's going to be a fucking sweat. But I do respect the dog in Justin Herbert. How do you not? You not?
I was going to say Herbert rushing yards is a good look for a prop.
Well, we'll circle back on this, but I saw a lot of banter in the chat about Drake May. He does invoke a lot of this type of stuff. I think it's because of the schedule. Some people think he's special. Some people think he's not. Regardless, I think this is the start of being one of the best 5 quarterbacks in the NFL for the next 10 plus years. So I'll stand on that take and probably take him in this game because that's how strongly I feel about Drake May, and we'll see how it goes. But obviously, yep. I acknowledge that the line feels short.
The last thing I'll say, and we can move off this, is Herbert's career. It's perfect for he's really good, but he also has a really good excuse of why something doesn't work out. And I think getting a snow game in New England is just another perfect excuse of why it didn't work
without
out.
Your 2 best offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Can I say something else? Are we not due for a superstar quarterback to get traded? It feels like the NFL is due for that.
Tua.
And I'm talking about a real superstar quarterback. And I feel like if Justin Herbert loses another playoff game, I know Joe Burrow gets discussed. I feel like Justin Herbert has to be fucking discussed. Like
I don't think Harbaugh's letting go of Herbert.
No, dude. Harbaugh loves this guy.
I know.
Bro just said Tua.
I can't believe you said Tua. I can't believe
I know you were joking.
That was a joke.
Okay, good.
All right, last game. It's 11:40. Then let's lock it up. Great job, Greg. Thanks for making the time. Steak, as always. Looking forward to seeing you this weekend for our trip to Jacksonville. And appreciate all you guys hanging out and tuning in as always. All right. The Houston Texans are on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I must admit defeat. I cannot get on the right side of this team. I bet the Ravens in week 18. It was a terrible wager.
I believe you laddered them. If we're being, pick at semantics.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I'm glad you remembered that because you didn't remember what I said last time and threw around fake accusations.
This one's fresher in my memory.
Good. Dude, I'm glad you have a fresh mem. So anyway, I just shortened that.
That's fine.
Okay.
Just keep going.
That was intentional. So anyways, I don't know why I'm standing. Oh, I'm going to write Drake May on the board. 3-point favorites. Total is low. It's going to be raining. It's going to be cold. No, I'm sorry, not raining. I think it's going to be snowing. It's going to be cold. 39.5 down to 38.5. This number is not moving off of 3. Tomlin, home dog, Steelers. If anybody's seen the trend, they do not lose games at home on Monday Night Football. I think the Steelers are getting a lot of love here. Low key getting a lot of love. Steak, why don't we start with you? You got a stupid look on your face already. But first and foremost, without being a biased fan like Greg, who always loves his Pittsburgh Steelers, nice job on the wager on the Steelers against Ravens. That was a very, very good bet.
They say lightning doesn't strike twice, and I normally believe that lightning doesn't strike twice, but it appears that Greg, myself, and Trent will all be on the Steelers again, plus 3.5, and it's going to hit again. You're seeing a lot of Steelers love? Maybe so. I'm seeing a lot of Texans love. I see a lot of people taking the Texans to go to the Super Bowl as a sneaky Super Bowl pick. I'm buying into the story, man. I was buying in last week, and I'm buying in again. I actually loved what I saw out of Aaron Rodgers. I know that fucking Ravens defense is bad, and I know this Texans defense is much better, and I don't know how Aaron Rodgers is going to do it. I'm not going to sit here and give you any football reasons because I don't know how he's going to do it with Adam Thielen and Scotty Miller and Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I don't know how it's going to happen. I just genuinely think it's going to happen. I think they're going to win outright. Wait, last thing. How funny would it be if this whole time we're talking about finally a playoffs with no Lamar or Pat Mahomes? It's Josh Allen now or never, but it's Aaron Rodgers at 58 who makes a run.
Don't do this to me, Steak. Don't do it. My heart's too big already. I can't handle it.
So funny.
I mean, I'd stake. I'm with you on everything there. The Texans, if you look, so they've won 2 playoff games back-to-back years. Both those situations, they were in the spot the Steelers are now. They were the team in the 4 seed. They were the underdog. Nobody believed in them. They won both those games, and then they went on the road and lost. So CJ Stroud's 2-0 at home, 0-2 on the road. And now you got to go out to Pittsburgh on Monday night. People are going to be fired up, man. I really want to believe in the Steelers here. And you said it, dude. I don't think I have a ticket on them at 65-1 to win it. It's not going to happen, but the AFC is so wide open. It's really tough to believe in any team in the AFC. So why not give me the biggest underdog, the biggest Cinderella team that with the only quarterback that's won a Super Bowl in the AFC as well, right? I mean, Josh Allen's the closest thing, and he hasn't even been to a Super Bowl. Man, it feels like there could be some magic in Pittsburgh, but also am I going to be surprised if the Texans win this 20-6? Not even a little bit.
Not at all. And to the chat, you're going to say a lot of things that make perfect sense. You probably have a lot of football reasonings why Pittsburgh cannot compete in this game, and I will have zero rebuttals for you. I don't know what else to tell you.
The other thing,
reasoning.
Steak, I know you watched it, DJ, and I think you went to bed early, but there was a play where Rodgers could have made a much better attempt to run and get the first down on like 3rd and 5. And he kind of skimmered, looked for a place to throw it, and then just got basically chased out of bounds. And then 2 quarters later, you can almost see the impact or the thought process of that of, oh shit, this is it. This is my career. And that's when he tucked it and ran for that 20-yard run. I think that was kind of an epiphany for Rodgers of like, it's been years now where I've been so skittish, so, against getting hit or taking anything because I got to protect myself. That's out the window, man. I don't care if I get hurt. This is it. Do I want to go down and say I kind of tap danced and tried to get away from a hit and cost it, my last run, or do I'm going to go down swinging? I think you saw that happen in real time, and I think that's how he's going into this game. Now, that's going to be scary as shit when you're going against the Texans defense because he literally might die. But I don't know, man. It feels like there could be some magic in Pittsburgh.
Did you guys see this?
26-24.
Yeah.
That's a Steelers score if I ever saw one.
That's a fucking steak score, too.
26, dude. Holy shit.
I mean, a nasty over would be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with the Steelers from a concern perspective is the Texans really know how to take advantage of that deep ball. Like you saw twice against the Chargers. It was really the only thing they did, and they're getting Nico Collins back. Like, what are the Steelers doing on defense? How do you get burnt that bad that many times? It's really fucking crazy. It's a problem.
People keep saying that, and I saw Beeves tweet too, that if the Ravens were 3.5, the Texans should be bigger favorites than 3. I don't agree with that.
Well, you're getting DK Metcalf back too.
You're getting DK Metcalf back, but also the Texans, I know they have a better defense, but it's CJ Stroud. Like, I still think Lamar Jackson's name holds more weight, injured or not.
Yeah.
And CJ Stroud on the road in a place like the Steelers, and after the Steelers just beat the Ravens, I think the spread, it can't be anything else. I love talking about this stuff. I always love talking about it. Oh, is the spread high? Is the spread low? I love talking about it. I really do. I just disagree. I don't think you can make the Texans. You can't make the Texans 4.5 point favorites on the road in Pittsburgh. No way. Not with CJ Stroud. No way. Listen, this is what it's going to come down to for me. I am going to respect my friends. And how it's going to play out is this. As you mentioned, Greg, thank you. I did ladder the Ravens. I didn't listen to you guys. I thought you were wrong. I thought I was going to be right. That's not how it worked out. So now I'm going to listen to you, and I'm not going to bet the Texans. Even though I think the Texans defense has potential to kill Aaron Rodgers, not like literally, but like make it.
No, literally.
We kind of need you to bet the Texans, not because we think you're a fade and we want you to be against us, but because we need everything to be the way it was last week. It's literally like no one move. You get what I'm saying? Me and Greg are back on the Steelers. Trent's on the Steelers. You fade the Steelers. That's the only way. The only reason I'm saying that is because it sounds like you like the Texans.
Well, yeah. But you just said lightning will strike
It's
twice.
so annoying when the Texans win by 30.
That's what I'm saying.
You're going to be
saying.
so
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to literally, I won't shut the fuck up in the group chat. I will be bitching and moaning when this game is 24-3 and the Texans have 20 first downs and the Steelers can't move the ball. Like, I'm just be like, you fucking idiot.
I don't want to sign up for that on Monday.
Well, I know you don't, but that's, in a way, that's more enjoyable than than winning the bet.
Ugh.
Yeah.
The other trend on this, and it's kind of surprising, but teams going into the playoffs on a 9-game win streak or more are like 40% against the spread, which is the Texans. They're the hottest team in the NFL.
They're on a 9-game win streak.
Yeah, man. They started the year bad. They were like 1-4.
No, I know. I remember that. I just don't, for some reason, I thought they dropped.
They're the hottest team in the NFL. Jags are 1 game behind them, but
I'm going to do this. I'm not going to bet the Texans in this game. And I'm starting to think it's a contrarian over. Steak, you're pretty good at sniffing out the nasty overs.
Yeah, I like that. Dude. I like that.
And so my public brain would say that the Houston Texans defense kills the Aaron Rodgers in this offense. And you know what? Maybe that doesn't happen. Maybe Aaron Rodgers just has it, man. Maybe he does. And he is, I've said it, he is the worst quarterback to fade. He has been my entire life as a sports bettor.
Unless it's the NFC Championship game.
Sure. Yeah, which he's not in the NFC anymore, so he can't find himself in that situation anymore. So, yeah, I will. I'll respect your guys' opinion. I'm not going to take it, but I am absolutely going to let the thumbs do their thumbing when the Texans get up in this game, and I'm just going to rip into you and bitch at you, and I'm going to remind Greg. I'm going to say, how does that 65-1 Steelers ticket look? Like nice. You can get them live right now, 150-1 when they're down 4 touchdowns with 2 minutes left. So that's where we're at. Okay. Yeah. Recap. Hot take. Oh, this is actually Clay Bryson. Great job. This is so stupid. Why is there a playoff game on a Monday? That's so stupid.
Because the NFL just wants as many standalone games as possible.
Fucking stupid, dude.
It should be 3 Saturday, 3 Sunday. I agree, because whoever wins this game is at a massive disadvantage for the next week. You get a short week in a playoff. You should avoid that.
Okay. I won't give it a lot of pushback on that, even though I kind of think it sounds cool, but it's fine.
Why does it sound cool? No, you have a full day of playoff game Saturday and a full day of playoff game Sunday. If
you're going to do a Monday night game, you should do a Monday night game for the divisional round too.
Yeah, sure.
All the way through, and then make the AFC NFC Championship Sunday night, Monday night.
All right, let's recap. We'll send you guys over to Owner's Box if they go live. I just messaged Ryan to see if he can go live.
They're going to go live. We'll still be chatting. We got to announce our collab play too, DJ.
What is it?
We have a second collab play. You don't remember what we agreed
on? Yeah. Indiana, Oregon. Wait, before we do that, let's run through real quick. Best bets on the NFL playoff board. Let's do a quick recap for the people. First game, Rams at the Panthers. Under, I believe, is the DGen squad ride.
Yes. And I like Panthers, yeah.
Green Bay and the Bears. I like Jordan Love over 1.5 touchdown passes. You guys like the Packers?
Steak, is your best bet going to be the Packers or the Jags?
I don't think I'm best betting the Jags. My best bet the
team you're putting the most money on isn't your best bet.
Yeah, it's just straight vibes, dude.
Okay. Yeah, he's there though. So
I get it.
Did we settle on what your best bet is?
He's thinking.
No,
we don't need an answer now.
I need a second answer
tonight. All right, yeah. Steak will tell you 10 minutes before kickoff.
Let's go. Not true. Let's go through the recap.
Jags, Bills, Jags. Greg, you like the over. I'm too much Parker Washington.
I'd rather take Lawrence longest completion than the over. That's truly where my bet will be.
Okay. And Steak said he likes the ETN masterclass. Is that right?
ETN over 64.5 rushing yards.
Cool. Niners and Eagles. You guys like the Eagles. Greg.
Eagles might be my best bet.
Eagles -3.5 in pocket. WCLV, W Sharp carrying on the fake Sharp name, although this is real Sharp behavior from you. I'm going to go against you guys. I think I like the Niners. I didn't think they'd be a trendy dog. Apparently, maybe they are a little trendy, but I think this team and this franchise has to go down. It's a long season. You don't get the playoffs to get your ass smoked. That's what I think. So give me the Niners.
Chargers, Patriots. That's going to be the narrative on the Niners. Just ran out of gas.
Probably. Yeah, you're probably right. I wrote Drake May -3.5. Not even the Patriots. Drake May -3.5. We are betting on Drake May being special. I like the way Steak worded that. And Greg, you like the under. Okay. Texans Steelers collab play with Steak and Greg again and Trent. Lightning striking twice. Steelers outright points, however you want it. Maybe a nasty over. Not
Super
sure.
Bowl, get it all.
Yep. And I'm going to be the only guy in the group chat who stays off and listens to my friends. And then when they're wrong, I'm going to let them know about it every second of the way. Lastly, Indiana, Oregon tonight. We talked about it on the Pickett pregame show, but we played the over. That was our collab play, Steak and I, in the Miami Ole Miss game. It came through. And we said, if that hits, we are going to collab on the under tonight. Is that right, Steak?
I like this under.
Right. Yep. DGen, Steak, and Greg collab play under 48.5, Indiana, Oregon.
Some people call that a tri-lab.
I get a fun narrative for you guys. Let's just say Oregon pulls the upset tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be very funny if Oregon wins a national championship and the team that scored the most points against them was James Madison?
Yeah. I mean, I guess not that funny because we're not.
I think it'd be pretty funny.
I think it would be funny if it feels like one of Dan Lanning's least hyped teams. It'd be really funny if this was the one that got it done.
Greg, the only problem is James Madison scored 6 points in the first half, so it doesn't make it as funny because it was kind of like.
What about James Madison scored more than all other teams against Oregon combined?
Oh, now that is good.
That's fun.
That's fun. Yeah, it's a little fun. It'd be fun if nobody scored any points against Oregon, and then James Madison's the only team that scored against Oregon.
I swear, but it really feels like Indiana's year to me, man.
It does feel like Indiana's year. It really does.
I think, we did this yesterday. It was actually a lot of fun. So if you go in the search box and you type Indiana, Oregon, you can go. This is probably what people do who like just strictly fade other cappers, like those fade accounts. Well, no fade accounts, you fade someone specifically, but you type in Indiana, Oregon. It's the 6th regular season rematch in college football history. Oregon has been battle tested, played JMU. Indiana has superstar, JMU guys. Dude, this is honestly one of the best Twitter accounts I think I've ever seen in my life. JMU Sports News. Oregon has been battle tested, played JMU. Indiana has superstars, JMU guys. That's the best account on Twitter. I'm going to retweet that later. All right, but in all seriousness, in all seriousness, Steak, you had to make a play on this side. What are you doing, Oregon or Indiana?
I think I gotta stick with my gut here, man, and take Indiana.
Greg?
It would kill me to take Oregon and have Indiana win it. I don't think I can get there. I think the better bet for me, at least, is just take Indiana to win it all, rather than get cute with a money line or get cute with them 3.5. Just put in a small ticket on them to win it all, because I want to be on the Indiana side if it comes through.
What's the spread if Miami plays Oregon?
Oregon -2.
Really? Oregon's favored against Miami?
It's not that weird. Miami's a 10 seed.
Oregon should absolutely be favored against Miami.
Okay. All right. Well, now the seeding matters because it didn't matter when it was a 5 versus 4 against Texas.
Nobody liked Miami until they beat Ohio State. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
DJ, if just one question, closing comments from you. Where would Notre Dame be right now if they were in the playoffs?
I think Notre Dame would lose in the semifinal to either Indiana or Miami. I was never firm because I know Snack said, yeah, you said Notre Dame's a better team than when they played Miami week 1. Yeah, I said that because that's just a fucking fact. That's a fact. But Miami's good. Miami's really good. And the matchup matters. And Miami matches up really well against a team like Notre Dame. But I think Notre Dame would smoke just about any other team. I think Oregon could get interesting. Because Oregon, I mean, Dante Moore can make plays and they have a good running game. But yeah, I think it's just hard to deny. And the evidence is in the losses. And that's where people are like, blah, but you lost the game. But like, dude, there's just different losses.
The evidence is in the losses when you didn't win.
Alabama's loss to Indiana is different than Notre Dame's loss to Miami. Like, that's a respectable loss. When you go out and you score a field goal and lose in that fashion, you don't deserve to be on the field. Notre Dame deserves to be on the field with their competition. That's what I think.
Yeah. You think they join a conference?
At this point, I just wish they would. Like, I don't care that much. Do I think they do? I think they do. No, I don't think they do.
I think that was the sign from the committee. Join a conference.
Yeah, well, the committee can get fucked.
I think that was the message.
Sure.
I think it was very clearly the message.
Yeah. All right. Sounds like you're taking a committee side. You're a committee guy. You would be a committee guy. You'll join.
I'm not a committee guy. I'm just saying, join a conference.
I don't care about fucking.
What if you had 153 teams that didn't pay in a conference?
All right, I'm leaving. Don't forget to raid Owner's Box, okay, D-Gen?
Later, boys.
Goodbye, guys. Yeah, I'm going to raid Owner's Box. You're welcome. As usual, thank you from the crowd, from the audience. We will check you guys later. Good luck on all your wagers this weekend. We are going to raid Owner's Box right now. I hope that they are live. Owner's Box Sports. Yep, you're welcome. Good luck this weekend. Collab play on the under tonight. Appreciate the turnout. You guys are great. And we'll be boots on ground Sunday, 1 p.m. for the Jacksonville Jaguars Buffalo Bills game. Thanks to Greg for making the time. Very good today. Very good.